Welcome to South Harmon. Welcome to South Harmon. Hey, welcome to South Harmon. We glad you here today. Another AMA. Ask me anything. Super chat is cool if you wanna pay to play. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate. Let me introduce you to the tear down king. Mike McNutted, ask your questions, he'll answer anything. ATM, you know Adam put them graphics on the screen. Glad you tapped in now, stay tapped in for the team. Hey, everything is posted. Go follow the socials. South Harmon FF tag us if we get noticed. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Another AMA. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today.
Yes, sir. Late as you could possibly be, but still fashionably late because we got a hunt. And if you know, that's the AMA intro, man. Fizz done cooked up, and it's been a while, but it's an oldie but a goodie. How you doing, man? What's going on with you, buddy?
I'm here, my brother. I'm here, man. Good to be here. You know, Wednesday night AMA.
Yes, sir.
Place to be, man.
Hey, we've had I'd imagine people waiting on us, and listen, it won't be for anything other than toddlers and craziness happening at the crib, but no excuses. Speaking of no excuses, Russ is out of excuses. Jaxson Dart is getting, I think we've talked about this, him getting a chance to start earlier than we thought, but man, this is really ahead of schedule, and good thing for Jaxson Dart shares, frankly.
Man, it's funny. I text Rock yesterday and I said, bro, we was doing the summer going over the when will Dart have his time to shine.
Yeah.
He said week 5 by the time they play the Saints. By the time he play the Saints, that's gonna be a game that he think the Giants should just say, you know what, Saints on the schedule, we good to go. And just so happened it's the week before the Saints, but he was almost on it though. So I'll give him that one. He was almost close to that.
I mean, honestly, 3 games, and the crazy part is too, they honestly, I know you're a Dallas fan, but they had every business being in that game and possibly winning that game versus Dallas, and Russ was throwing the ball all over the yard. But the other 2 games, he was so awful. And last game in particular. That
just show you how good you could be against the Cowboys, bro.
That just shows you how bad. I mean, imagine Jerry trying to convince people that they need something on defense that isn't just one thing. Stopping the run, everything. But all that to say, for Jaxson Dart here, I was going to talk and pull up the Giants' schedule. I talked about this doing the Malik Neighbors deep dive video. They have the hardest schedule. Now, this was before the season, but it really has not gotten any easier, frankly, when we take a look at it. So you talked about how the Saints in a couple weeks, but they played the Chargers this week. I don't know if you've watched much of the Chargers. They've been on primetime a lot. That defense is absolutely filthy. This is one thing about it that's interesting. That is a tough game to put the kid in. The Chargers are – big, fast, strong everywhere. The Saints, to your point, to T-Rock's point, probably one of the more winnable games on the schedule. They're in New Orleans. But then you got Philly, at Denver, at Philly, Frisco, at Chicago, Green Bay, at Detroit, at New England, bye week. Come out of the bye, you got Washington, Minnesota, at Vegas, and Dallas. No cupcakes on there, man. No cupcakes at all, bro.
Hey, listen, man. Good thing for him. Scatabo stepped up, so at least he got some type of run game. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of confidence that, hey, we don't got to put it all on Dart. The boy Scatabo stepped up. Hopefully that can help them out this week because going against some Chargers, man. But I will say this, though. Speaking of how I felt about the Cowboys last week, it's a sneaky game, man, for the Giants against the Chargers. Because if you the Chargers, you thinking, man, we ain't going to let no rookie come out here and do what he doing.
Sure.
You know, I said last week against the Cowboys, man, the Bears couldn't afford to go 0-2, especially 0-3, especially not playing at home.
Yeah,
I just knew it was trouble, man, in the kitchen, and I think the Chargers shouldn't take this light. Is all I'm trying to say. So,
I agree with you there. I don't think that they will, but at the same time, like here's my question, right? I'm not telling you Russ is anywhere near what he once was, but this is a veteran, right? There has been some really long, scary moments for the Giants this season, and I think Jaxson Dart's got some talent, but I still think obviously that they didn't want to put him in here now. I think this is the reality. There's a coaching staff that is trying to keep their job alive, and they know.
Sure.
And it's not just the coaching staff; it's the regime too. The entire thing could be gone. Cam Scatabo, man, he really fucking balled this last game. Where are you at with Cam Scatabo right now? And everyone in the chat, let me know where you're at with Cam. I'm watching him go crazy on Keep Trade Cut. Are you a believer in Cam?
I'm gonna say during the summer, I was so. You know what I'm saying? It really was draft capital for me of where he went, what team. But seeing what he did against the Chiefs, I told Rock literally on Tuesday, I said, man, to be honest, no matter where I was at, he give me inspiration watching him play. Like just watching how he played. If you look at that game, bro, they played terrible against the Chiefs, right? But if you only watched it from just to say that the camera was focused on Scatabo and nobody else, you would have thought he was winning that game. The way he was running, he was celebrating, doing backflips. You would have never known they was losing that game. So me seeing him doing all of that, it let me know, hey, man, they believe in him. He believe in himself. And one thing I do, man, I love rooting for the guys that root for themselves. So no matter where I had him, he's going to keep going up because I think he got the confidence to say, man, I'm better than everybody out here. And I believe he believes that. So I rock with Scatabo, man. During the summer, I was a little shaky with him. But right now, man, I got him going up, man, a little bit, man, you know?
Yeah, you kind of have no choice but to have him going up. And honestly, I'll say this about Scatabo, man. You talked about the cameras. If they were doing anything positive for the offense, it was all coming from Cam Scatabo. Right. He runs like I'll say this. He runs like somebody you want to root for. Frankly,
100%.
He absolutely. It feels like he's given every single ounce of his body in the running game. It's honestly like a better version. I don't know if you remember when Dellavedova played for the Cavs. Like he would just chase and give you every bit of energy. But if Dellavedova actually was really talented, that's kind of how I feel like Scatabo runs right now. We'll see if it holds long term. But the moment Mike said that he's only a fullback, I feel like we should have seen this coming. You know, he definitely cooked up this last game.
It's just a number.
But the injury to Tracy, I mean, that's obviously a big opportunity here too. The amount of touches. Let me ask you right now. I'm looking at Keep Trade Cut. Roughly, if you had to say, like, how many running backs would you want directly ahead of him? Clearly, at the time.
Well, I was looking. I wasn't on Keep Trade Cut, but I will say, man, I mean, I would have taken Harvey over him at the time, right? JK has that in the chokehold, so I mean, right now, man, Scatabo, he should be shooting up. I'm gonna ask you this because I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
I'm not on Keep Trade. I'm gonna get to that, but Chuba or Scatabo, right? And we both I think was high on Chuba going into the season. I know I was for sure. I even took
for someone not looking at Keep Trade Cut, these are one spot off now. By the way, at the moment, so there you go. I like it.
I don't talk about my list, but I got my own little list now. You feel?
No, it's all good. I'm just saying this is a great conversation. You know.
I know they be sleeping on your boy, man, but I got a little list too. You know, so I just say Chuba.
What's up, Dennis?
I think we both was a little high on Chuba this year. I know I was coming in. I even took him over James Cook in the league. One, because I was scared of the contract. That was more so the contract than anything. But I'll just say Chuba or Scatabo. Where you at with that? Knowing that the offenses are both kind of, iffy.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I was just doing America's Game earlier today with Eric. We went, anytime I do America's Game, it's a almost 3-hour deal. We talked about a lot of different stuff, and the running back in particular. And I would say this, by and large, one of the things I don't like to do in kind of just a generic sense, I don't really like paying the premium for the dynasty upside of basically time at the running back position because look at Chase Brown. Like if Chase Brown doesn't, pick his stuff up this year, I don't want to get crazy, but if he doesn't really have a takeoff year again, there's a chance they're going to probably bring in somebody else. And all of a sudden you thought you had Chase Brown as a, feature back for multiple years when whether that comes to fruition or not, all these running backs aren't guaranteed 3-4 years like you might be paying for in Dynasty. So by and large, that makes me want to lean to the Chuba side. The difference here, though, is where I will take Scatabo is because we've yet to see him have a full workload game with Tracy out of the lineup. So it's one of those things where it's like the rocket ship, I think, is on its way up, and there's not really much else in this offense, and I think they're going to give a ton of touches to him. So I think he's going to end up passing Chuba. And basically, if I was going to move off of Scatabo, I'd rather try to get higher, personally, than Chuba. I like Chuba, but he feels kind of safe. I'm looking for a little more sauce,
I said this a little while ago. I think.
Sorry, Jake, cover your ears, buddy. We love
did
you.
a little trade show. Somebody was asking about trading Then they traded like Jawan Johnson for like Troy Franklin in a 4th rounder. And I was like, what is going on, right? So, and I reminded the guy when he asked the question, I said, listen, Jawan Johnson is playing out of his mind right now. You don't buy for anything close to what it is. You sell for 2 times, if not, a time and a half more. You don't just sell for a minimum or equal value. So with Scatabo, basically what I'm trying to say is with Scatabo, when you look at the hype, you always got to sell on hype, bro. That's the number one thing. Forget how they play, how they look. It's just the streets, man. If the streets calling for it, that's what you sell, So with Scatabo, to me, I'm with you. I don't sell for Chuba. I look for higher because I'm selling the hype. If you really believe he's like that, and before he shows us that he's not like that, let me move him for a price that I want to get him for, and then maybe get more than a Chuba Hubbard in a sense. So
here's a couple interesting ones, right?
I'm about to go to keep trade now.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, Chuba was a great starting point. Chase Brown is down to 18. He's down 21 spots, and Cam Scatabo's up 60 spots. So the next person ahead of him is Chase Brown. Now he's already passed R.J. Harvey.
Yep, I'm sure.
Which is kind of crazy to think about, honestly, because the
R.J.
Harvey stand-in was insane, and Dobbins got signed, and I think a lot of the true stands wanted to pretend like it wasn't as much of a big deal as it really obviously has been. But I'm looking at where can he not pass? Just because of the way the dynasty game goes here right now. I think you could definitely see the case where he passes again ahead of him, Kenneth Walker. I mean, Kenneth Walker got in the end zone twice, but it's kind of crazy. He only had 40-some rushing yards. I think probably after that, I don't know if he's going to pass Jacobs and Brees. He's probably kind of capped it there without getting crazy production. But even still, though, that's a totally different range. You're talking about top 15, 14 running back. So I think there's still some meat left on the bone, so to speak. But I do want to caution people not to just allow yourself to not think about probably getting off at a certain point when he does kind of get to a – I mean, he's not at a premium yet, but he's getting close, man. This is easily the highest he's ever been valued. He's inside of top 20 territory.
I mean, in this offense, bro, I don't expect him to get too much more higher. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially now they're starting a rookie quarterback at that. So at some point, you got to look at it as maybe he has reached his peak, and it's actually after one game, but he can't. I'm not saying he can't go any higher, bro, but it's going to be really hard for him to go much higher with the hardest schedule in the league and a rookie quarterback. Running the offense. It ain't going to be too much more higher he going to get at this point.
Honestly, I feel kind of pretty strongly with you there. I will say there's one of the interesting parts to me, though, is that for Cam Scatabo, right, people really like to get behind players that have, one, a bigger college name. We saw him play in college in the later part of the year, right? But then, two, I'm looking at the snap share, and I'm thinking about this. With Tracy out of the lineup, I mean, he might have an opportunity to be one of the guys that's out there like 70, 80% of the time. And that does have, whether you're in a good or bad offense, give you opportunity to just get, raw number of touches, which leads to fantasy success. So I think there's a little bit of meat left on the bone, but I also feel like we're getting close to a screeching halt. Not quite there yet, but it's there's only so much you can go up in a short amount of time without just getting completely unreasonable. Running backs at least typically have there's a high enough ranked running back, right? Like at the tight end position, we basically don't like a lot of them. So Harold Fanick can go up to 6, 8 because there's not other people to kind of stop him, so to speak. The running back position has a lot of really, good shown running backs that have a lot of history. So when you start putting them ahead of Jacobs and Brees Hall and Kyron, like,
it's tough.
You gotta have some real vigor about that. But we'll see how the clicks go here, man. I'm looking at someone else who's up 81 spots, and I'll tell you, this is crazy because this type of player isn't supposed to go up 81 spots. Javvante Williams, your running back for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
he's
on a 1-year deal at that, so it's not like he's locked into this opportunity for the next couple of years.
Let me ask you this: the way he's playing right now, do you think that we're seeing a guy that might have a future as a, not necessarily like a feature back, but close to it? Like he could truly be a 1A, whether it is in Dallas or he's playing himself into a contract somewhere.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I don't see why he's not playing into a contract. I just think right now the offense that he's in is calling for offense. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're in a position where –
yeah.
Exactly. We need, to run the ball. We need to throw the ball. We need to get first downs. So it's not like he's in the Carolina, like no disrespect to my boy Jake over there, but it's not like he's in the Carolina Panthers where
That sounds like it's disrespect, Jake.
you know what I'm saying? It's not like they fighting for yards every play. Like you in an offense right now where on 3rd and 19, we could possibly get that in somehow, some way, some fashion. So I think right now, especially without CeeDee Lamb, man, the price might go up a little bit more because we're going to focus on just using more players other than the number one guy. So as far as his future go, though, like you said, is he 1A in the offense? I think he can be. I mean, no knock on Tony Pollard, but we all thought Tony Pollard was in his offense until he wasn't. So
sure.
When he left and went to Tennessee, now we still kind of shake our head like, is he or is he not? And I think if Tony Pollard was still with this offense, we'd feel the same way about him. So
yeah,
I think he can go somewhere like a Tennessee-ish type team next year.
That has some money. I like that.
Let's say the Houston Texans, right? Chubb is gone. They not showing Woody Marks. They might say, hey, Javvante was balling in Dallas. We still in Texas. Let's bring him over here. So I can see that happen.
I kind of like that. I'll tell you, one of the things with like snap shares, right? You got to be kind of mindful of like the game situation, especially in small sample size. So Dallas, as Fizz knows, they had a rough week this week, so they kind of got some of their better players up out there early. You look at the first 2 weeks because of how much he didn't play there. Man, he's playing 72 and 77% of snaps the first 2 weeks. That's just it's not normal. There's not that many people that are playing on that percentage of snaps, bro. That's inside the top 10. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you got a Miles Sanders behind you, I mean, you should be getting.
Well, speaking of behind you, what about Mr. Blue, Jaden Blue? Man, listen. I don't really like the victory lap, so to speak, especially on players that don't do. This was Kamani Vidal. It had a lot of the same similarities. I'm not trying to say that he was the same talent or that it was like locked in, but it was all the same exact rhetoric, right? Meaning, we're just putting him there because we don't like Javvante. We're tired of Miles Sanders and Javvante. This guy's not even suiting up. I mean, not even.
And it ain't like they can't use him.
They're literally got two guys running backs active during game day. So that Jaden Blue tough for Jaden Blue right now. Man.
I think the Texas uniform is what pushed Blue a little higher on people's boards. If he was in
100%, that's what.
If he was in Troy like Vidal, it wouldn't be the same. So
well, that's true, but I think it's also the fact that, but that is correct. I agree with that. However, it's also like, okay, well, the Chargers, we want them to have a really good running back, and Harbaugh wants one, but we're tired of Dobbins. Gus Edwards stinks, so they're going to play those guys. Like this isn't. We play fantasy football, but it isn't fantasy land, y'all. Like, it's not a guarantee that a 5th-round pick just becomes a workhorse back. Like, it's just not. I get it. I get it in Dynasty, but it's tough. It's tough because you invested with Jaden Blue. Think about this. Jaden Blue was a 3rd-round pick, man. Jaden Blue, people were pushing him into like the.
We was mocking every week. I saw it.
Tootin, Scatabo, a big gap, and it's like, all right, well, maybe Blue can be next. Well, Tough sledding. There's plenty of other guys that have done well, and hopefully you hit on some. But let me ask you, Fizz, right now, for you, aside from what we just talked about, what are some of the either under-the-cover stuff that people aren't talking a lot about or things that you really have like front of mind as far as moving into week 4 here?
Just the running back position or just overall?
Dynasty, anything, fantasy.
Okay, well, just to stay on Scatabo, right, because I like bringing his name up because he is a hot topic, right? Mm-hmm. I say this, man, and people might not want to talk about this right now, but if Derrick Henry have another fumble 2-3 week game, we might be pushing Scatabo over him, man, in another week or so, man, because people they want what they want, right? And Derrick Henry right now is getting all bad press. Nothing good is coming out of his game, his play. And we all know all he needs is one game to change everybody's mind. But people play week to week. Even though it's Dynasty, it's redrafting everybody's mind, man. It's what have you done for me lately? And
no question.
He's had bad games on prime time where everybody saw it. It ain't like it was on Sunday at 1:00 and it was only on local channels. Everybody's seeing him play bad and fumble. Against the Cleveland Browns, he gave you like 0.60. So a game like that alone, bro, if Scatabo go out there and give you 22 this week and Derrick Henry come up with 8, I guarantee you you're going to be looking on that trade finder and see a Scatabo for Derrick Henry and a 3rd rounder coming up across your board, bro.
Can I tell you, it's funny, man. The lab makes it to the point where like I I feel like I'm obligated to take this opportunity because I'm going to say this. I think there's probably been trades that are maybe even have already done that. Sometimes,
and I'm gonna say this: I didn't go looking, so I'm just
no. Well, I mean, the nice part is you can always go look. Shout out to the lab. Shout out to JCap. Shout out to Free Tools we have here at South Harmon. But I always love just plugging in to see. Okay, do we have a did somebody get crazy already? It wouldn't surprise me at all because one thing that's kind of interesting to me, especially in the early part of the year before buys. The dynasty, I would say the typical dynasty player, now maybe not everybody here, right? But the by and large, widespread dynasty player, they play so reactionary. It's insane. It's like we're playing so short term and so just reactionary based on recency bias of a couple weeks of the NFL being played. I mean, it's kind of mind boggling to me. To that point, let's see what Cam Scatabo's been going for lately. And I'm almost half tempted to just type in Henry. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just see. Probably not.
But to speak on what you just said, bro, I say it all the time, people play what they see. And I think a lot of times when we talk about like the analytics
straight up 923, Fizz. Straight up 923.
What's today? 24th?
That's yesterday. Straight up.
Derrick Henry for Scatabo.
Yep. Dynasty, 12 team super flex, start 10 with the half-tight and premium. The Seattle Shithawks acquire Derrick Henry, and Blecko acquires Cam Scatabo. It's already done. It's crazy, man. People are wild in this game.
I'm telling you, bro. This is why I keep telling you, bro. Listen, people play with they like mood rings in Dynasty, bro. Everyone wears a mood ring. It's all on how you feel that week. I don't care if anybody break down every number and say, do not do this. If you wake up tomorrow and you saw on your TV a stat line of this player and you was already on the fence of making that trade, you're going to do it and live with it, bro. And I think Scatabo right now, he got the juice. And if you look at how he played Sunday night, he inspired you to say, man, I need that dude on my team. I don't care how good he is. I need him.
Sure. It's kind of wild because now a moving target, so to speak, like Scatabo, where the price is just going up and people don't really know how to handle it. The range of trades here. So you got the day prior, you have Scatabo in a second for Henry. Now that, I think, if I could get that, even as a contender, I'd be pretty tempted. Now, I know how great Henry can be, so it'd be hard even still, but just process-wise, I think I would do that. But then you go back before the blow-up game, right, to give you how much it can change in a week. Derrick Henry in a second on the 18th got you Rome and Cam Scatabo, y'all.
Yikes.
Now, granted, that's probably a really bad trade by somebody, but the point is really that like people are really, really changing their rankings. Let me ask you this. Let's talk a little Cleveland Browns since we're taking running backs.
Okay.
Quinn Sean Judkins kind of came and just laid it down, man. He says my backfield. Where are you at with Quinn Sean right now?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I was rooting for Sampson so hard. I didn't want Quinn Sean to. I didn't want him to do it. You know what I'm saying? But
you didn't want him to come in and just lay it down.
Nah, I didn't. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I wanted Sampson. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about I want to talk to Sampson. That's all I was thinking about, bro. Like I really wanted
I want to talk to Sampson.
I really wanted Sampson. I wanted that weed bag with the smiley face on there. Like I wanted it to be him, bro. He's not him, clearly. And I just looked at what that boy Judkins has done the last 2 weeks, and in another terrible offensive scheme, Joe Flacco looking like hot garbage. They played the best D-line in the whole NFL. And that boy said, give me the rock, man. I don't need no help. I'll show y'all what I could do, man. So, I mean, granted, coming out of college, though, I was rocking with him in Ohio State. So I can't say I didn't like him as a player, as a prospect. But being a Cleveland Brown, knowing I don't trust what's going on around him, I didn't know what to really expect. And it's coming from a guy that hyped up Jerome Ford last year. So I just didn't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying?
I've been there, though. I have.
And to be honest, he missed all the training camp, the whole off season. It was like he wasn't with the team. So how do you come in your first game, that's your second game, and just smash the gas? Like, I don't need none of that, coach. I got it.
That's the one thing about the recency bias that I think the reason I actually brought Quinn Sean up, right? Because when we play too much into recency bias, we can start doing really funny things. Like I'll never forget right before the draft starts, right? And basically redraft season's like at full force. A week before the season, people are like, they don't want to touch Quinn Sean Judkins with a 10-foot pole. He's going to go back to college. Like, I want every running back that's not Quinn Sean. He's not going to play. And then, like, for a guy that's basically is a rookie, not getting many reps, comes out the first game. And we were even talking on start sit that week. I would play him in this situation because you just have dog shit else to play. But I wouldn't love playing him. Those first 2 weeks, he forced Stefanski just to have him kind of as the bell cow, so to speak. I do think Sampson's going to end up having a fine role, but this is why if you saw me not really all that elated for my Dylan Sampson love and Dynasty shares is that, listen, a guy as talented as Quinn Sean is going to force you to make him stay on the field more than your little plans might be, frankly. He's a really, really talented running back, and it'll be interesting to see how high he can go in Dynasty ranks just because this whole class, frankly, until the injury to Najee, has kind of really been disappointing by and large. So,
bro, listen, we doing a mock draft next Tuesday. I can't wait to see what it look like because I tell you now,
redoing it, yeah.
That top 12 is going to be a whole different list coming up soon, man. That's for sure. Just looking at, like I said, Quinn Sean, even before the season started and we did the mock draft, when the news came out, he was going in the mid-second, late-second. Like, people was like, nah, I don't want no parts of it. He might miss the year. We don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I think Joe Flacco not being consistent, like you said, with the offense, man, I think he's forcing Stefanski to say, look, man, we ain't got no other choice, man. We got to run this damn ball, man. And with the defense, now if the defense is giving up 40 points like the Cowboys, then they probably couldn't do that.
Yeah, the game script definitely came a big play into it. I don't think anyone pictured the Browns being in a close, low-scoring game the entire time. But when you're in that situation, I mean, listen, you can definitely decide to go ahead and, pound the rock. Let me ask you this, as we put, Quinn Sean up here. How crazy would you get? Like, because I think people sometimes, like we talked about, when you start putting him against, like, the Jacobs tier, which is he's a little bit higher now. Mm-hmm. Where do you kind of have pause, or where do you like, I need to see more from the kid before I'm putting him this high up in Dynasty ranks? Like, is it Jacobs? Is it past there?
I'm going to be honest. It's not even him. It's just the Browns, bro. I think if he had a different color uniform, I would feel so much comfortable just putting him anywhere.
You're not a big shit Brown fan? Oh, wow, damn.
No, not at all. But, like, I'm looking right now, right, on Keep Trade. He's right behind James Cook, over Chris McCaffrey, Henderson. I don't think I can do him over Kyren Williams right now. Kyren Williams is in an offense where we know he's going to score. Heavy favorite in his offense to pretty much, and he got a contract. So I think I would keep Kyren over.
They got him at 10. Holy hell.
Yeah, like I will put Kyren over him. But outside of that, though, I will say Brees situation is as safe as we wanted it to be. And Jacobs is one injury away to possibly not being ranked as high as he is now. So I think he's in the right market. I would put him maybe one spot over Henry and right under Kyren, I would say. But where Brees and Jacobs is, he's right there in that little middle spot.
So you got no problem with him ahead of Brees or ahead of Jacobs, but you're like, nah, Kyren and McCaffrey and these guys.
I just put them three in one tier, but I would definitely have him.
Yeah. But you're saying Kyren. If somebody put him ahead of Jacobs or Brees, you're like, that's fine. They're in the same tier. Pick them how you want. But you're like, I'm not putting him ahead of Kyren. I'm not doing it ahead of CMC. Speaking of James Cook, I mean, this dude's been balling out of control since getting the contract. So, I mean, he's in elite territory already. It's crazy to think he's a top 10 running back. Speaking of top 10, let's go ahead and just go to the creme de la creme of, Amarian Hampton, man. That performance that he started to show some of his life really when Najee went down with the Achilles. And
hey, Adam, I don't want to cut you off, bro. But
ahead, man.
Tell me if you thought like I thought. When you saw the injury, did you think it was Hampton? Did your heart drop, bro?
Well, I didn't because here's the other thing. By the time I saw it, I wasn't watching it live.
Okay.
I will say this. It's funny because by the time I figured out who it was, I was playing against, and your idiot league mates, Hampton, in a close game, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, damn, I might have had JL, and now it's like the entire situation in the game that we had changed drastically. Mm-hmm. Hampton just started going crazy. I mean, he ended up having like 26 in like regular PPR, I think. So,
bro, I asked that because I felt so bad because I was happy it wasn't Hampton, but I felt bad that I was glad it was Najee. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, damn, like thank God, but damn, I feel bad too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked that. I felt real bad for Najee, but I'm like, look, man, it wasn't Hampton. Whew, thank goodness.
I mean, it would have been so much worse. Obviously, I'm not rooting for anyone to have injuries, but if Hampton had an Achilles and Najee was the lone back, I mean, we already having a tough time with 25 class out the rip. We don't need that type of chaos, man. People would be heartbroken. Let me ask you right now with Hampton. I'm curious. Him being 22, you talk about this Harbaugh offense, and honestly, the Harbaugh offense has just been potent, man. It's been a good fucking offense. Like, bro, I think Hampton has a chance to be ahead of Taylor. Even Taylor's balling out of control, but like right there, top 5 here in a hurry. Achane and Bucky Irving, I like him, but I don't really see why he can't jump those guys.
I think give him one more week of this, he's going to jump him already. Just give him one more week. Same thing about Scatabo, right? Like, we kind of know what potentially could happen with him getting the keys, so to speak. Hampton is about to have the keys, and this could be the unleashing of Amarian Hampton. And listen, you give him a whole bunch of touches in this offense, buddy, it could be crazy, honestly. It could really get nuts. Jenty then at the top. Are you panicked? Are you worried? Are you like just a little, wishing it was better? Like, where are you at? Give me your panic level or not thereof of Ashton Jenty right now. Well, I don't look at Jenty the player. I look at Jenty the Raiders, and I just say he needs a lot more than what Hampton has. And I know we're not comparing the two, but I'll just say, man, I'm willing to honestly, bro, straight up give you Jenty and a 26-second for Hampton and a 27-second. Like, I would literally do that right now. Tear back a year, because I think Hampton is about to go nuclear, and I think Jenty just doesn't have what he needs around him to succeed the way I think Hampton is about to do. So would you trade right now Jenty straight up for Hampton? Just forget the picks for a second, just for the clarity. 100%.
That's
what I'm saying. I would even go further.
Yeah, you're saying you would take it more. I just wanted to make sure for people that were listening. Yeah.
I'm saying I would give you a second in this class to get a
Dynasty,
27, like
not redraft, Dynasty.
Yeah,
damn.
Because I feel like after give it 6-7 weeks, you're going to wish you had that price. I think Hampton, that price is going to far exceed. And it's not Jenty's fault, though. It's just the offense as a whole. I mean, the O-line, Geno not looking at his best, right? Like, I just think right now, like you just said, Harbaugh offense, man, it's clicking on all cylinders, and I don't see how, unless an injury happened, that Jenty is ever going to pass him in 2025.
That's the one thing I will say. I'm with you. I think, like, obviously, you just tell me right now in a vacuum which offense I want to be attached to would be the Chargers by a landslide. The situation, definitely the Chargers. I do think sometimes when we get a little bit too skewed one way or the other, we find ourselves like in a week or two, like, damn, why'd I jump the gun? Now, this one isn't crazy because these are both first-round draft capital running backs. These are both super talented guys. But I think Jenty, what I've seen is like a lot of plays where when he hasn't been hit in the backfield, this is a crazy one. He got hit on 17 carries, 11 times in the backfield, but not just the 11 times in the backfield. The average across those 11 hits, he was basically like negative 23 yards he got hit by. So, like, but when he has actually gotten a chance to, hit a hole, he's looked really good. So I could see in a scenario where 1 week or 2 weeks, like, he kind of shows out and shows that juice that he has. Yeah. And people start freaking out again. People start really going crazy.
I mean, bro, Hampton just looks like a tank, bro. Like, when you look at the two guys side by side, it's like, man, I'm a pray for Jenty at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's not a good player, a good prospect, but in that offense, man, I think if you put Hampton there right now, he might be a little more productive just because, man, he just looks explosive. He looks like he can run through your defensive line. I think
So what you're saying right now, I just want to clarify, and maybe I'm wrong or mishearing. You're saying you think Hampton in the Raiders would do more. Basically, you think Hampton's a more complete player somewhat.
Right now, 100%.
Dang. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I think it's most people aren't really ready to hear it.
He was playing in Boise State, and the competition wasn't the same and all that good stuff. I'm just saying, man, Hampton looks like a complete running back. Like, Jenty looks like a athlete, a player, but Hampton looked like a running back, bro. He looked like you put him in any backfield, nobody want to tackle him but Myles Garrett.
Well, I mean, Jenty does look like a running back because he's running backwards a lot of times because he's getting hit in the backfield.
For sure. He's a fast forward back.
It's not been ideal, but I do think much better days are ahead, and I will say that it has to be because that's a fucking low bar. He's had a rough start, frankly. Yes. I will say, too, the Chip Kelly load management call is just
man,
wild,
the NBA.
man.
Yeah, I'm like the NBA. Come on, Chip.
See, those guys are sometimes, man. When people get old, they just get a little bit more leaned into their crazy ways. I feel like we could have a big problem here with the people running the organization and having that situation. But let me ask you a couple more things here before we get to questions. You know, the people run the joint. Let's talk right now overall with Jaxson Dart and everything changing right now. CeeDee Lamb getting hurt. Puka rising up the ranks. Hampton rising up the ranks. Rome rising up the ranks. Where are you at right now? Like, give me some of your top 5 either surprises or things that you think aren't done changing as far as players and situations changing from what we thought 3 weeks ago.
Well, I've been saying this all summer, bro, and I'm gonna stand on it more now after seeing the last 2 weeks. We will never see the best Michael Pennix with Raheem Morris as the head coach. His philosophy will never work with Michael Pennix being the quarterback I believe he is. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, as much as I pump them up and want them to be the top at their position, they want to run the ball so bad. But the way that they're playing on this offense, you can't even do that right now. They lost 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers, and Bryce Young didn't even throw for over 125 yards. So how do you lose a game like that is just crazy. But I just think Michael Penix, the decline of what we saw the last 2 weeks, I never saw that coming, regardless of how much I thought he was going to throw the ball. That's one big thing I will say this year, that I was real high on that offense as a whole. And after seeing that loss, I know it was a division game, but, man, that was a tough loss to see going against the Carolina Panthers, bro. So
tough loss is an understatement. I mean, listen, I'm helping one of my friends do this where you have to pick every game you have to pick just a winner, outright winner. I'm like, Falcons going to probably win this game. It's not a lock, but they're going to probably win this game. If you told me no one had 0, if you told me somebody had 0 in that game, it's going to be the Panthers. That's crazy. Now, the other stat that's wild with Pennix, though, when the other team scores more than 7 points, so they score 8 or more, Pennix is 0-4.
Yeah, I read that. I did read
that. It's not a stat.
I wouldn't even mind
like
if he lost the game. I just wanted him to look better than what he looked. He could have lost the game. That wouldn't even have been bad. But
well, of course you want him to look better than what he looked. I'll be honest. The offense, the entire thing was just. It's one of those where you're glad it wasn't on either the 4 o'clocks or prime time, because you had all these other games to just watch. It was hard to watch, frankly. So Pennix, all right.
Don't speak
now
too early, brother.
That said,
and the Jets on Monday night, so don't speak too loud.
Well, I might speak even louder, honestly. I want to. Somebody needs to wake up. Pennix. Okay. Let me ask you. So, does that mean for you? Do you think that it's going to be more scary hours? Or are you saying like his value is going to tread down, or are you still believe in Pennix?
Well, I think his value is going to tread down because, again, people are very reactionary, and I think for some reason I don't think London is going to trade down. I don't think his weapons are too far, right? I think as low as Kyle Pitts' numbers have been in Dynasty. In PPR leagues, he's still putting a double-digit week. So you still like happy with 30 yards and 6 catches. You know what I'm saying? It's ugly, but you're getting that out of what he's getting. So I think his weapons are fine. It's just the quarterback is just like,
well, yeah,
man,
it's kind of been
the right now.
It's like the broken record. It's like, all right, well, Cousins is going to be the one to unleash all these weapons. All right, we've got Pennix now. Finally. Well, we? I mean, well, we have him. I mean, we'll see what we get. Let me ask you.
Somebody selling out will buy, though. I say that, no question.
So Pennix one. Okay, give me. I'm looking for just a couple more. 2, 3, 4, 5 of your top ones here.
Well, I just say the rookie class as a whole. Like I said, when we was mock drafting every week, and Ashton Jenty was like the clear one. Cam Ward she started off the 2, but then it's kind of got the Travis Hunter, then Henderson and. Puka was always that 112, that 110 to like 202, right? It was always like somewhere in that little area. But I will say, coming close to August, almost by week 1, when we did our last draft, Puka was shooting up, and Chris Godwin injury made it even better. So just Puka doing what he's doing, which a lot of people who saw him in Ohio State, we know he was behind Marvin Harrison. He's behind all of these top prospects that we knew if they just got out the way, he could be what he wanted, what we wanted him to be. When you playing with Jeremiah Smith, bro, your last year is like, damn, come on, bro. I just need 1 year to be me. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing that in Tampa, and I think right now Mike Evans being hurt, and even if Chris Godwin comes back, man, I just think if you got Puka, bro, you got the discount double check of all time coming into 2025. So I just say this rookie class, Caleb Johnson, I saw it in the chat earlier. Man, he not even doing special teams anymore. So that means he even going to play? Because I saw Gainwell score a touchdown last week, and it was like, man, can Caleb get something, bro? It's like Arthur Smith, I don't know if it's Mike Tomlin, if it's Aaron Rodgers saying, listen, I don't want this rookie in here. I need some veterans around me. So I will say that's my second one is just the rookie class as a whole and looking at what we was drafting in our summer and Harold Fannin and Jaquez Hunter and Tesla getting this one catch a game, but it's the most immaculate catch of the year. You know what I'm saying? Those highlight plays. So this rookie class for sure, Michael Pennix thing. And the Bengals are done, man. We all thought that they was going to get the triple crowns.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Do you think this is just a game versus the Vikings where it was pretty rough, or do you think like this whole season is about to get cooked?
They done, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't drafting Joe Burrow a lot anyway. I think the Bengals, bro, they are just a curse. People think the Cleveland Browns are cursed. No, the Bengals are cursed, man. They are cursed.
The good news is, see, the reason that they don't feel that way about Cleveland is because they're the same as the Bengals, except no one believes they have any talent. So, matter of fact, they beat the Packers, and there's people out there saying they have to investigate to see if there's someone fixing the games because we won a football game, man. So, listen, just put a little respect on Cincy's name. There's not much that you could do worse than the mistake on the leg. But I'm with you. The Bengals do seem to have this very polarizing up and down. Like when they're playing well, Burrow can have these guys in the Super Bowl, man. And when things go awry, whether it's a couple nagging injuries or underperforming, like it can get rough in a hurry. This is a team that can literally go to the Super Bowl and also have like 5 wins sometimes with, everybody just being miserable. So him being out for this amount of time, I mean, I think better days are ahead than what we saw versus the Vikings. But at the same time, I think this is going to be interesting where T and now Chase, these guys got the bag, right? And I think it's a little different than a couple years ago when they're still proving that they're elite. Not that they weren't, but they're still kind of doing that. Now it's like, we're the big dogs in the yard, and I think you might see some tensions really rise at times throughout the year here. So I will say what will be interesting though, if you're the Bengals, is if they decide to try to call and see if they can find an upgrade or a different quarterback situation as a stopgap. What you got? Oh, Jamus? Yeah, there you go. Well, they
some W's, baby.
I could see it, man. I mean, now granted, they passed over Jamus pretty quick, man. 3 weeks, you get Jackson Dart. You just are here for the vibes, man. So I think he probably goes pretty cheap cheap to the point where if the Bengals wanted to try to see what they had in this year, that would be an option for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying – I believe they trust Jake Brown. I believe that was just a one-off thing with Minnesota, right? I just think it's just one of them days, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, sure.
I don't expect that to continue, but I will just say I think the whole coaching staff right now is saying, hey, we got about 2 weeks of this, and if it don't look like anything, we're going to make a move ASAP.
But think about this. This team is leading the division.
Damn. I got quiet on you.
I know. But
you didn't even know what to say.
I know there's some people out there that aren't talking but got quiet too because the AFC North is supposed to be this, oh, man, it's a really good division. Baltimore's 1-2. They got to go to KC this week. The Browns, no one's taking us serious, nor should you. And the Steelers is like, come on, man, this is Rodgers, bro. It's time for him to go out of here. So the division can be had, I think, still, which is where it'll be interesting to see. Think about these guys are 2-1. They should have lost the game to Cleveland. I mean, they really we gift wrapped it to them. But the fact that they're 2-1 after just getting completely destroyed in that game yesterday, be interesting to see what happens. But I still think like whether it's Browning or them trying to find a different stopgap, if Burrow's actually able to come back towards the playoffs and they're in the playoff mix, I mean, I think this is a team that probably after they just paid everybody wants to see what they can do for the year. They don't want to just give up on it. Now, if you're a fan, you might be saying, listen, man, just tank this thing, dog. Let's go ahead and get some more talent, but it's not normally
I felt like last year they should have gave up, but they kept fighting and they almost came through with it, But
Cincinnati has a lot to play for because they basically they can always be bad, so they just don't know how to. They don't know how to stop trying. Igbuka, let's go back to this, though, real quick. I think Igbuka is one where Listen, I'll admit I didn't see him coming this high up this early on.
Nah. If you did, you're lying.
No, well, I mean, but I will
Not
say,
you, but I'm just saying that in general, everybody that all of a sudden is, I told you, yeah, I know, but you ain't see this coming though.
no, well, I mean, but what I did see is what I saw was kind of interesting to me. You think about the wide receiver position and just how it's valued in the insulation that we have. This guy's top 20. Godwin coming off an injury. Evans is a great player still, but he's getting older, and a lot of times when you get older, you get those nagging injuries. He's had a lot of soft tissue injuries. So here we are where he's producing while everyone was healthy to start, or where we expected them to be. We didn't think Godwin was going to play week 1. If he did, I think you were being a little aggressive. So now you got Evans going to miss however amount of time. But even if he's playing, and even if Godwin's back, the way this kid's playing, there's no way you can tell me that he just goes to the wayside for sure. This guy is playing really well. And even if the stats weren't indicating that, to me, that was the weird part about everyone saying, well, his value's going to dip. Like, people have this affinity for young receivers, and they don't need a lot to hang their hat on. This guy is going to be good. I mean, you think about Garrett Wilson, you think about Drake London. Now, granted, those guys were a little higher up in the draft. But if you think about the fact that the Bucs have older receivers, and we've seen McMillan have success at times. We've seen Godwin last year, for those that forget, for the first 6 weeks, he was so high in WARP. It took until week 11 for him not to be the number 1 receiver in WARP. Literally didn't play for week after week after week. Number 1 option in WARP. He was that good. So with Baker, and I think this offense doesn't quite look right even still. To me, Igbokwe is just one of those where I think fading the process of a first-round receiver to a pretty good team, just especially for what this class has. Not saying that we can see Caleb not playing and all these guys being what they are today. What were we passing on him for, frankly? Like, what were we passing on him for? Let's even say these guys are playing well. It's not a competition. Like, most of the players that we're passing on Igbokwe for, I looked at some of these drafts after the NFL draft. I got him at the 112, 201.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Why?
Anyway, I'm curious to see now what actually happens with his trade market, because he's being valued in otherworldly territory. And I love him, but I mean, listen, if I can get out for legitimately top 10 value, here's the thing. I'm not itching to get off of Igbokwe, because I think even if you keep him, it's not like you're screwed. This is a great asset, right? But if someone's willing to come pay the full boat piper, I'll move off some of my Igbokwe, man, because he's done what he's needed to do for me.
For sure. And again, the hype is real, man. So I don't know how much you want him or how bad you don't want him, but if you're going to go get him, you might want to hold off. And if you're going to sell him, it's time to sell now, because it ain't going to get no more higher than this. I don't believe.
You don't think so? Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's say Evans is out this week. Godwin comes back and is moving a little slow. You don't think he could go a little bit higher?
I mean, I know we have,
especially in these things. Woo.
Yeah, that's fire.
Boy.
Them fire right there. I ain't gonna lie to you, them fire.
76 creamsicle whites. Come on now.
Right now, bro. Like, Nico is taking a bad fall in his offense. That offense looks putrid right now. Drake London, I just spoke about with Pennix and that offense. BTJ, who knows what that offense is even. I don't know what we have going on in that offense there. Ladd, we didn't speak about this because I brought this up to Rock the other day. I said, bro, I think Keenan Allen got his swagger back in LA, and I think it's killing Ladd McConkey, bro. It is hurting him bad.
Ladd hasn't finished in 3 weeks as a top 24 receiver, for the record.
Keenan Allen has scored every game this year. So I think he's taking that, hey, give me my spot
back. He's a young guy killer, man. He killed Rome. He's out here trying to mess with Ladd. Stop it, man.
Give me my spot back. You can have it back when I leave. But Keenan Allen should have never left LA anyway, and we all know that.
He didn't have a choice. I mean, he was a cap casualty. They think about this. They got him back now. What a great thing for the Chargers. They were going to have to pay him like $30 million against the cap, and Harbaugh was coming in ready to clean house anyway. He wanted to totally switch things up.
I mean, he said he didn't want to take the pay cut, but I think honestly, bro, he probably had to. Well, I'm sure he didn't move his family, but let's just say he did. He had new schools, new home, new this, new that. He didn't know he was coming back to LA. I think, man, listen, just stay in LA, bro. You had a good time in Chicago.
You see me?
It is what. It was what it was. I wish he would have stayed his butt in LA. He's back now though, and I think he's telling Lad it was a nice run, Playboy. But let me get my spot back. You can have it back when I'm done. And I think right now, the Lad
I still got a couple
hype,
things to show you, man. That's all.
yeah, I mean, but no knock on Lad, but just the hype that we had and the draft capital, especially around that area. I mean, Lad was going over JSN in some drafts. Marvin Harrison, all them JSN, Marvin.
He was going over Igbuka in a lot of drafts, all of them.
Exactly. So when you think about, I mean, Drake London, I mean, not Drake London, Roman Dunze, all those guys were going, you know, Lad and Marv was kind of going over them in a lot of these drafts we was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking now, man, I'm just looking right like Chase, Neighbors, Jefferson, Puka, CD, St. Brown, JSN, and then Buka, Rome, Nico. Man, I mean,
you don't think he can go higher, huh? It's a wrap.
I can't put him this year alone, bro. I can't put him over Puka, CD, St. Brown, JSN. The way JSN balling.
Hold on. Well, let's talk about JSN real quick. Go ahead, though. I want to hear this. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this: the closest I think I could give him is JSN, and that's only because Sam Darnold could wake up tomorrow and flip upside down and just miss him every time he throw the ball to him. Right. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's over peppering them with targets. He's just boom, boom. He don't even look for nobody else in his offense. Like it's JSN or nothing at this point. If Sam Darnold,
there isn't anything else, yeah.
No, that's facts too. But if Sam Darnold is for whatever reason forget to throw the ball, I believe Baker Mayfield could boost Mbuka up a little higher. So I would say JSN maybe, but St. Brown, CD, Puka, Jefferson, nah, he ain't getting up there, bro. Not
What's good, y'all? And Simon's been active in the chat. A lot of people have been. We're gonna get to questions in a little bit here, but the sale price too. First, I think that's probably about the reality of what I would be looking to make sure I get out of here. If I'm not getting like 2 first or something that I feel good about in the range of 2 first, I'm not getting nickel and dime here. Like not a first and a player that might be a first that's not got value insulation. I'm going to be choosy, but this is about the price. Yes. I'll give you some Igbuka market trades. But here's my question. I don't want to cut you off on JSN. You were talking about, how he's getting peppered with targets. And he is the one in that offense. There's no doubt about it. I mean, that's not even a question.
I did say this. The key factor for me to say why I say I changed my mind that he can't pass JSN, I'm going to just say that they're so close to me. I'm going to go with the quarterback. And I do trust Baker over Sam Darnold. So I will say he could surpass JSN, but it will have to be Mike Evans being hurt and Chris Godwin not taking his role back, because right now JSN is literally 14, 13, 10, 11 targets a game, no matter what. And unless Mbuka scores a touchdown, I don't think he's going to get those amount of targets every week. So I think I will roll with Baker if I had to roll with who would be the better at the end of the year. I will roll with that offense.
Gotcha. I think sometimes I guess I get it. I definitely get it. A lot of times there's reasons to be hesitant to put the unknown quantity right ahead of proven guys that we think are really great players, right? But I want to think back to this, and the situations they're going into are so similar in their rookie season, right? Except for, I think we could all agree that Evans is better, especially long term, in what we've seen from his career than DK. And Tyler Lockett's been a great player, but I think Godwin has got that taken off too, right? Now, granted, Godwin hasn't been playing. He's going to come out there and play. And Lockett and DK were out there, healthy. But we're talking about a guy in his rookie season that struggled to keep people believing that he hit a threshold. Like Igbuka, with whatever you want to say about his situation, he's averaging just on the first 3 weeks, without obviously improvement as the kid is continuing to improve, 120 targets for the year. That's his pace right now. In an offense like this. Dude, like I think sometimes the shift of understanding like Igbuka's, what Malik Neighbors did, what some of these rookies did last year is totally warping what we think about a really good rookie season. Like, Igbuka's on the start in the trajectory of having a stellar rookie season in an offense where there's proven vets and people said he wouldn't be able to produce. So he's ahead of schedule. And the crazy part is with Evans banged up, soft tissue injuries, as he's getting older, he may not be able to play to the same amount of games or level he's been at the past. We don't know what Godwin's going to be coming off of this injury. There's a chance where Igbuka had 8 targets last week. There's a chance this guy's getting double-digit targets in some of these games. He's a target monster. He's young, and he produces. The only thing is, will he go ahead? Can he go ahead, or should he go ahead of some of the guys? Like, to me, JSN is an easy one to pass for me personally. Now, I get it if you want JSN, right, in the production safety.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we get to Amon-Ra, we get to Puka, we get to Jefferson, Malik, Chase. What should he pass them? Probably not. But here's the thing: just think about this now. All right, next time you want to fade a first-round receiver, go into a good offense. We're having the wrong conversation, y'all. This motherfucker is on the doorstep of the elite of elite in dynasty value. Yeah. Stop telling me about it. Oh, we got to sell now. We got to sell now. This is a silly conversation. This is a elite asset in 3 games. And y'all let him go to the second round sometimes. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well, now, I'd say this though, bro, to kind of combat that. I will say it's week 4 coming up, right?
Yep.
I want to see by week 8. Give us 2, because I don't think for the first 2 weeks he's going to be healthy. Give us week 7 and 8 of Chris Godwin being on the field with him, and then I think we can rehash what Mbuka's. I'm not saying his value is going to change, but
sure,
we'll see what the role is. Because, like you said, Chris Godwin had a hell of a start last year, and he could ultimately come back and say, "Hey, Baker, I need my spot back." He could put a Keenan Allen in a sense. Hey. Mm-hmm. I'm back. What's up with it? You know what I'm saying? So I want to see how he is with with Godwin over with Mike Evans. Because I think him and Mike Evans won't play the same role anyway, but we'll see what the Godwin role is with Mbuka being there on the field. That's what I really want to see the most.
I can respect that. Let me ask you this. When I'm thinking about this too, this is just me being curious now. That not that it necessarily matters all that much, but I'm just looking at raw targets 3 weeks in at the receiver position. Right. Mm-hmm. So I just want to see how he kind of fares here. 21 puts him at the same. He's the exact same as Ladd McConkey. Justin Jefferson has 20 targets. AJ Brown has 20. AJ Brown has 19. Obviously that offense is partly why.
I'm about to say, yeah, hold on, bro. He might have got 18 of those last week.
Well, yeah, but my point is, I mean, the target leader in the NFL is Olave, Puka, Neighbors, Garrett Wilson. Those guys have 30 targets. Okay, those are the stupid targets. They're trailing a lot of games, and those are elite talents. But he's doing kind of everything that Olave did, but probably to a more exciting degree, I would say.
Sure.
You're telling me he's at 21 targets while Evans was playing out there in his first 3 games, dude. I mean, again, look at some of these guys. Like Amon-Ra's at 25. Nico's at 24. CD, let's not count him because of the injury. Jamar Chase is at 27. Drake London's at 27. He's in the like, not the alpha range, but he's on the doorstep and could be knocking at earning elite targets while these guys are still on the field. That sure. To me is probably why his price is otherworldly. Now, when we go to the lab, let's just see. And let me ask you real quick, Rome or Ibuka for you? I think this is a very interesting one.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Rome because I started with Rome, so I'm gonna keep it with Rome until
stay where you're happy with. I can respect that.
I'm gonna stay water. I'm gonna stay water, baby. Stay water.
Okay. Now, is it close?
Very, very.
But what makes you stay with Rome other than just obviously your priors?
You want to know what's so funny? I think in my head, I'm gonna go in my head, right? And Mbuka, to me, I'm not saying he's reached his peak, but he's risen so high. Yeah, and we haven't seen Rome get there, and I think the Roma Doomsday fan in me is waiting for that to say, you know what, yeah, Mbuka looks good, but Rome is right there, and I just think they're so close that I'm gonna root for the guy that I wanted to see do it first. I'm gonna keep it with Rome, but if you traded him straight up, I wouldn't be mad at you. I'm just going with Rome because I just want to see it more with Rome, man.
Yeah. So to Simon's point here, I'm looking on the lab just quickly. He's basically, now every trade it could be different. One league can do something stupid, but for the most part, it's at least a couple firsts. This one's wild. Travis Hunter and 2 firsts, the 26 and the 27 first, to get to Ibuka in a couple of seconds, buddy. Now, I mean, listen, I'm not doing all that, and I don't think anybody should. But the point is, imagine this. Imagine where you took Hunter ahead of Ibuka. You're talking probably 6 to 8 spots. Now you're sending 2 firsts. Here's another one. Travis Hunter in the first. That shit's happening, y'all. That shit is happening. Igbuka's basically a 2 first when you're looking at these trades. And a lot of trades right now, I talked about this on Money Moves. If you hadn't checked it out, go check that out. people right now in this market, it's the craziest I've ever seen. People are literally throwing their draft picks like they have to get rid of them. And I get, oh my God, 26 first, 26 first, 28 first. Let me get out of the lab, y'all. That's crazy. When it goes to Rome, go ahead.
I'm gonna ask you this one about this. This is a Rome and Puka question for you.
Yeah.
With Mike Evans gone and with DJ Moore gone, then who you taking?
Meaning DJ Moore and Evans are gone in the future?
I'm saying coming in, let's just say this week. Let's just say they traded DJ Moore and Mike Evans he out for the year. Let's just say, right? Who would you take then? Because I think that opens up a bigger conversation. Because right now DJ Moore is still in Chicago, technically.
Yeah.
But removing him from the picture and the other old guy, Mike Evans, leaving these two as kind of like the 1A to their offense. Where will you go then?
Yeah, I think right now the reason to take Rome is because Rome has clearly come in and said, listen, like Adam told y'all, he's the alpha in this offense. He's dominating targets. Like DJ Moore has become a very second afterthought. Now, I don't know if that's going to stay to this extreme for the whole season, but you can feel it very strongly. The reason I say that, though, is that if DJ Moore's gone, I don't think it changes a lot for Rome because people are already like, yeah, he's already him, though. See, Igbukah with Evans out the door, people would be like, if you told me Evans was out for the whole year right now, everything you're talking about with Hampton, people are probably putting that same type of energy towards Igbukah, which is, I mean, there's nowhere for him to go at this point. But I think people would be probably wanting Igbukah. And I will say this, Rome, the reason you would be afraid of Rome going into this year, right? And the reason you were afraid of JSN, those are the same things where he didn't show it to you to the crazy degree in his rookie season. And a lot of times disappointed you. Igbukah is not disappointed at all 3 weeks in. So I think I would lean Igbukah in that scenario. All things considered right now, I think we're kind of talking about I'm going to just go with Rome by and large on a contender because I think a lot of this little antics at this point where we're inside the top 10 and going into 6 and 5, it's kind of, do you want to play with the market or not? And is that something you believe in? Because reality is they're probably both going to settle in the doorstep of, 7, 8, 9 for a while until they start proving stuff. So I believe Rome has already shown that he's everything you want in a wide receiver. He's top 10 draft capital. I really love his prospect profile. And I think the other thing is Chicago right now, not just Ben Johnson, but their defense is absolutely trash. So I think they're just going to have to be chucking the football
for sure,
by and large. So I think I would lean Rome here, but it's you can't go wrong either way. By the way, these guys are up. When you get to top 10 territory, it's hard to keep going up. Rome is up 32 spots and Igbukah's up 27 spots, which is like, again, let's talk about the one that we haven't talked about, the craziest one, and then we'll get to questions. Daniel Jones, bro.
Man.
What the fuck is going on, y'all?
Don't let me start talking about this dude,
what
man.
What the fuck is going on with this
I mean, I don't feel too bad because I know I'm not the only person that was wrong about him, but I ain't gonna lie. I really thought week 1 was a fluke. They played the Dolphins. I was preaching that, man, A-Rich could have did that to the Dolphins. Looks like he did it to the Broncos, and then he did it again the following week. So I don't know, man. I gotta keep it 100 with you, A. I think. Are
you starting to believe a little bit long term?
Not. I just say this: when you lead the Giants, man, things start to look up, and he left the Giants, and things starting to look up, man. I know during the all season we heard that it was no real big difference between the two early, and then they said, "All right, look, we rolling with Daniel Jones." I honestly thought that was a play to say, "Listen, we're going to make A-Rich sit, learn that way." I looked at this as a half and half season. Whoever starts first will be benched by the halfway, and then the other one can come in, and then we'll see. But that's how I looked at it coming into the season. So I thought they didn't want A-Rich to start because if he looked bad for the first 4, 5, 6 weeks, he had no choice but to never come back in. So I thought it was just Daniel Jones is like the sacrificial lamb in a sense. And then once he started looking bad, now we can bring A-Rich in. But man, the dude ain't losing his job. That's over with. So,
injury.
They literally punted one time
injury.
this whole season, bro.
That was what I was gonna get to. So get this, right? So the Philadelphia Eagles, they have punted and accounted for 642 yards via punt, right? One of the highest. The Bengals are 2-1. They've had 810 punt yards. The Colts have punted for 46 yards on one attempt in 3 games. So the next.
And they play legit talent. Wasn't this a garbage schedule?
It's actually funny. The teams that really punt the ball super low, they're actually kind of like what we would think of as trash. Carolina, Miami, Atlanta, but they're 7-7-9. Like what they're doing right now. I don't really care about kickers in fantasy, but there's all kinds of buzz around the kicker from the Colts because he's constantly has a chance to score because they don't punt the ball. Like,
Bro,
I don't really know what to make of it other than it's way extreme, but it is almost hard to believe that this could be fluke for 3 games because it's so consistent. All I'll say.
Well, not even just that. Look at the division they in. Houston looks terrible. Jacksonville looks terrible, and we all know the Tennessee Titans ain't nothing. So I don't think even if they wanted it to be a fluke, it can't be in this division. Can't be a fluke in this division, bro.
Who's we? You speak French? Hey, nah, but I mean, I didn't think nobody thought Ibuka was going to ball like this right out of the gates, but I was a little more bullish that he could do something, not be constantly a third fiddle, so to speak. But I mean, listen, there were some injuries, some things that took place. I mean, had McMillan been healthy and Godwin been healthy, but Godwin wasn't going to be healthy right away. Had they all been healthy, maybe the different conversation. Daniel Jones, let me tell you, there's been some crazy trades. Like he's probably the most insane, wild traded for. Just people throwing all caution to the wind. Just buy into this thing. Do you think it's warranted to take a shot here? When I say a shot, though, we're talking first plus. We're talking a first and a second. No,
bro. Right now, Daniel Jones is right next to Tua to me. Like I don't trust it. But if I got it, I got it. But I'm not trading for it though. I'm good.
Okay, let's say you have it then. Let's talk that first. You have it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the current Fizzle asking price to move off?
Well, I just said his name. If you gave me Tua in a second, I would do it. I don't trust it. Like he's right there to me.
What about Pennix in a second? That's happened a lot. Right now, I'm looking at trades. Crazy.
I would give you Daniel Jones in a third for Pennix in a second if we want to do that. Like I would make it so enticing that you say, yeah, I got to do it.
So yes,
like,
all right.
Yes, 100%.
I'm trying to see here a couple. There's some spicy ones in here. Oh, here you go.
Oh no.
Daniel Jones, Josh Downs, Anthony Richardson, buy into the whole Colts thing. First, second, third, or Joe Burrow in a second. And a second. Yeah. Think about that for a second. Joe Burrow was just traded, and there's a pick going that way for Jones, A-Rich, a first, a second, and a third. Now, granted, that's going to be the more extreme. But the point is, I'm watching in a league. Actually, shout out to the Discord. I think it was Beagles. Somebody was like, "Hey, someone's coming for my J-Day share, right?" And they're offering me T-Law and 2 firsts. And he's like, "I think I really need to rebuild. Should I take it?" And I was like, "Listen, to be honest with you, in that scenario, I'd rather just have 4 draft picks. Like, I don't want to take on this T-Law thing right now. I don't feel like he's that movable. No. If I'm moving off of J-Day, I want to be a little bit more choosy." It's crazy because speaking of Ibuka, I'm like, well, why don't you counter T-Law out with Ibuka in, right? 2 firsts and Ibuka. He probably won't take it, but, send him a message like, I don't want T-Law. You know what the dude did? Immediately traded T-Law and a first for Daniel Jones. He didn't deserve J-Day, but, bro, I'm telling you, man, people don't care about picks, and they are willing to buy into what they've seen for a few weeks. I mean, just think about that, right? Daniel Jones was we're hoping to get anything. By the way, that's not the only Daniel Jones in a first for Joe Burrow in a second. Again, shit is making my eyes hurt.
I mean, it's only 3 weeks, man. It's like, man, it
is only 3 weeks, but it's the extremeness of how good the offensive looked is nuts. But I'm with you. It's pretty short sample size. We've seen him be pretty bad, but it's as good of a start as you could possibly have. Let's get into questions, and then we will do. It's crazy. I actually just realized I kind of screwed myself. I made sure I put Fizz on the start of AMA, but now there's no, there's the intermission. It's like, damn.
Well, play your original intro with you and Mike. I was going to tell you that.
Just, you know what?
Just switch it up.
I should have had that ready to go.
Bring the football across the screen, my brother.
We'll do that. We could do that. The old, what's it called? South Harmon joint.
There we go.
If I could find it. But let me ask you real quick. One last thing, actually. I was going to ask you one more thing before we get out of this. Is there a running back asset that you're really scared about in the early top 15? Is there like one that's kind of making you shit your pants a little bit?
Two, and one of them is Devon Achane, because I don't want no parts of Miami
It's funny.
Dolphins.
I was about to ask you specifically him, but I wanted to see if you would give me the name. Okay.
Well, one, I wasn't drafting him. I remember wholeheartedly all season saying, man, I just don't trust Miami, and I don't want no parts of Miami offense, man. I don't know. I'm not saying Achane isn't good. He is the goods, but I don't want no parts of this offense. If I had to say one player, it would be him. And my number two that a lot of people are kind of high on, man, I'm gonna say 3. Kenneth Walker. I just don't.
Kenneth Walker, I have just flirting outside of that tier, but I get you. There's reason to be panicked on him.
And I think we brought up a conversation earlier about Scatabo and Kenneth Walker. I think the reason why people aren't locked in on Kenneth Walker is the opposite of what I said about Scatabo. When you watch Scatabo, bro, he excites you. He makes you want to watch him play. You want to buy him. You watch Kenneth Walker play, bro. It's like watching the Spurs play offense. It's just like, yeah. They won the game, but man, I wouldn't sleep on this game. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what the disconnect is with people looking at numbers and people watching the actual film. Because looking at Kenneth Walker, great running back, solid running back, but it's the most boring way of playing the game, and he'll put you to sleep. You kind of forgot that he had a good game. So he's that's one, and I will add one. My runner-up is a guy that I'm just like on the fence on is Bucky Irvin, man. I'm a little nervous about Bucky.
All right, so tell me why, because it's interesting. I've been dabbling in purchasing, but I feel like every time I get close to making a call, I'm not paying the old Bucky price. I'm not asking for a huge discount. I'm not like super scared off. But talk to me though. Why so?
I think last year was a great year for him. But just looking at this year and looking at Mbuka, knowing that Chris Godwin was coming back, because without Mbuka, maybe I could trust him a little bit more. But looking at what Mbuka's doing, I believe Baker is going to go in that locker room and say, look, man, I know we got this run game, but I got some weapons I want to play around with, man. And I just think Mbuka is going to force them to want to keep moving the ball in the air versus the ground. I know Todd Bowles is a defensive guy. He likes to slow pace offense a little bit, but yeah. I don't know, man. I just think Bucky, maybe I'm sleeping on the draft capital. I don't know. But I just say last year, maybe mid-season or maybe towards the end. What you think about this? I don't remember the full trade, but it was more so a Bucky for Rashee Rice trade. I think it was some picks involved too, but it wasn't nothing major. I think it was like a swap, but it was Rashee Rice for Bucky. And this one I knew Rashee was in trouble. His suspension didn't come yet, but I knew he was coming.
You knew the market was they were smelling the funny business. I mean,
and he was hurt, so
I think
now I say this is a rebuild team too. So I looked at the longevity of receiver position.
I think by and large it's like in a vacuum without having to play the game, right? Dynasty wise, I'll take Rashi. I think the thing about Bucky, I really like him, but it's also there's just when you get to this range, there's just certain factors that are going to play against you. One, like, he's a day 3 running back, right? I'm not even saying that means that he has to forever be a day 3 guy, but until they get a contract that says they're not, they don't have the team affiliation. Obviously, you got Cohen not there anymore. I mean, there's reasons to be still bought in very heavily. The one thing about him too is he's not, and you look in the elite range where he's being valued. These guys, by and large, they're like, there's no reason to take them off the field, right? Like they're just going to be in an all downs, and if you're taking them off the field, it's because you want to, like Chip Kelly, give them some load management. Bucky, his snap share isn't in that elite tier, so he's kind of having to be super efficient. And I think the one reason that worries me is this offense showing me right now hyper efficiency? That is a little bit of my worry. I think there's a lot more to go down, so to speak. There's way more risk here with Bucky than there is any upside.
He has no place but to go down and go up, to be honest. That's how I look at him. I don't see him moving up.
So let's get to Cameron Myers, man, because listen, super chat. Appreciate
Cam in the building. What's good, Playboy?
Just wrapped up. You always got to wrap it tight. Probably my last move to sell in my Dynasty team. Move Judkins for a first and a second in 27. Rolling 426 and 527s firsts. And then I have 3 seconds also with the core of Daniels. I hope that's the Jaden Daniels, not Daniel Jones. Neighbors, JSN, Henderson, Laporta. I mean,
you want to sell this team, brother? What's up with that?
No, I mean, he's building around this team. He's saying he's moving Judkins for the first and second. Well, let me ask you. So you're not in favor of moving Judkins for the first and the second?
No, I thought he was trying to just get rid of the team, like just move out of the league, like sell the team. That's what I read.
No, I think he's saying this was his last sell in the process of getting his rebuild tight for next year. Yeah,
I was about to say, hold up, Playboy. This
hey, listen, Fizz is like, listen, don't orphan this. Let me just make sure I get this clean from you.
I thought he was just being a good Samaritan and
Fizz
saying,
is like, look, man, we don't even have to go to the orphan on this. I'll take this off your hands light.
No, hell no. Look, where this league at? I'm buying in, brother. I need this. You feel me? So,
listen, you never take over orphans. You never see orphans that have high number of picks, young studs everywhere. That shit just isn't how it works.
I definitely read that one wrong. My bad, Big Cam, man. But I was about to say, let me know. I need in on this one, brother. I got you. Man, damn, this is the hell of a move here, bro.
It was the $9.99 deal, right? It's a value meal. It's a super flex. It's a flex on the. There's no question here for the record. In case
he was flexing on us tonight with this one. No lies about that.
But I appreciate Cameron flexing for us. I think Judkins for a first and a second, if I'm rebuilding, is probably something I will do. Especially, I think the big thing is I'm all about getting 26 first. But if I'm rebuilding, the one thing about 27 first is. Like, see, to me, fighting the market all the time is just not really that smart. Now, there's times to do it, pick your battle, so to speak, but just constantly not taking on 27 first when the market is going to freak out about the 27 class the closer we get to it. So getting into those picks and
he got 426 first already.
Right. Well, and to the point you just made, right? He already has leverage in 26, but I want more leverage in 27. Those classes that have highly touted players and people are fiending for. If you have leverage there, man, you'll see some things that the lab shouldn't tell people about come the draft time. So, way to flex on us. Let's go ahead and just give you a quick Morgan Freeman. You know.
Welcome to South Harmon.
I forget what Mike called him. Costco Freeman. I like that. We'll get into some questions though. Appreciate everyone being in here, and then we got some giveaways, some drawings, some things, and we'll see. If people want to press their luck again. Some gear. We got some fire gear here. Now I will tell you. Shout out to Certified Shit real quick. All right, but damn it, this Ibuka jersey is fucking cooked, dog. It's all sold out. You can't even find it. Yeah, I know. I'm out here. I need to try to talk to upper management. I need to talk to upper management.
Oh, you got the Sherbert jersey. Who you had? Was that Mike Evans?
I got Evans and Godwin on the creamsicle.
Okay.
So tell you that I still believe in those guys, but I've got the creamsicle Ibuka coming, but the white one, that thing, it was like
yeah, that's fine.
It was like the Jordan 11s on Christmas, man. You ain't got no chance if you're not there in line.
You'll get the 12s, the cherry 12s, and the snow them if you want.
That's what like the regular Ibuka jersey is, the cherry 12s, bro.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
Hey, there's a lot of really good questions here, and I think we're at the point now where it's not smart to be overreactionary, but we do have a little bit of a sample size, and sometimes we have enough of a story that there's reasons to actually move somewhat based on this information. Speaking of which, because this information is about as terrifying as it gets, panic on Caleb. I mean, I wish Mike was here just because not to ride on Mike, but just I would love to get his opinion, because one of the best things about Mike, you can say whatever you want about him, he is going to tooth and nail defend his take until it's cooked. I'm not saying he would here, but I'm curious to see what he says. The problem for me with him, not just that he's not playing, but I don't trust Arthur Smith as it is. Like,
the whole situation is bad.
There's not really much reason for me to believe, with the way they're using him at the moment, that this is something that's going to drastically change moving forward. It seems insane. Like, I guess I would like to see a few more reps that prove to me he's not actually good with the ball in his hands. That's the frustrating part, I would say. But at the end of the day, like, do you want to cry over spilled milk, or do you want to like just clean the mess up? Like at a certain point, do we just keep saying, well, it's got to get better, or is the panic warranted right now, I'd imagine probably one of the bigger fallers that you'll find.
Oh, 55 spots. I'm looking right now.
Buddy, this is actually insane to think. He is running back 35. He's down 55 spots to your point. Ollie Gordon and him are back-to-back in the rankings. Think about that. And Ollie Gordon hasn't really done a whole lot. I mean, he's looked fine with his touches, but
yeah,
that's the difference is he's getting touches. Dylan Sampson, Ollie Gordon, Braylon Allen, Blake Corum. That's the people right on his heels.
And I think he's probably only there because of draft capital. If it wasn't for that, he might be under Ramondre Stevenson and Tyler Algier at this point.
So the question in a situation like this, do you sell low or do you just,
Bro, I'm not swallowing my pride. He's staying on my team until his life sentence with Caleb Johnson with me.
All right. Okay. So getting out for, 50 cents on the dollar to live to fight another day. No, we're dying on this one. Okay.
Dying on this hill, bro. But I'm with you, though. I don't see him getting any better. The fact that he was on special teams, he had a bad outing, and now they said, forget special teams, he's not even going to be on that anymore. And like I said, Chris Gainwell just scored last week. I watched him score a touchdown. We know Jaylen Warren is definitely doing what he's doing, and he got an extension. I honestly don't see Caleb Johnson even playing running back unless a major injury happens or next year is when we might see him get the ball. But he might be done for 2025, bro. Might be done.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I almost got sick still reading this over and over. I'm going to tell you a trade that took place today. Hunter Henry for Caleb Johnson straight up. In a one, it is a full tight end premium, but I don't give a shit. Like, huh?
Yeah, that's tough.
Bruh.
I ain't going to lie, man. Right now I need Henry.
Oh my gosh, dog! I mean,
not looking good.
You know, these were gonna be bad, but I'm looking at some here that are insane. Caleb went for 2/3. I mean, honestly, that's probably not.
I ain't gonna lie. I would offer that. I would definitely offer that. I might not sell. I would offer that though.
Would you take a second for Caleb Johnson right now?
Oh, man, I just said I was going down on the hill. Now you asked me about a second.
Listen, you got to test. Just because someone listen, this is one of the first things you have to know about business.
Yeah, I know.
Never take the first no. Make them tell you again. Now if their answer is the same, it's the same.
I'm gonna be honest. Much as I talked all that shit, I would. I would.
It's all right. It's all right. Listen, the man is reasonable. Okay, it's okay. It's all right. You're allowed to. Yeah, here's a really interesting one. Quentin Johnson for Caleb Johnson, given that QJ is another big part of why Ladd, I think, is having a little bit of a tough time. Hey, we got Nate Liss in the house. What's poppin', Nate? Man, it has been a minute since I've done some content seeing Nate Liss, and I want to see Nate Liss rap again,
Yeah, I got to get them bars. But, hey, look, and Nate, man, I ain't seen you on no features, but you got to come holler at your boy first, man. I know you got a line of people, man. But I need to hit some bars. You ain't even got to stay on long, man. Just give me 4 bars and you can get up out of here, man. I'm sending a link.
Nate all the way on the West Coast, but I think I can hear it right now. The Appreciate
my
you stopping
guy,
in,
what up,
Nate?
Big Nate?
Yeah. So stressing on Harvey. I think this one is not as much reason to panic, but it's definitely not been the start that you've wanted to see. I just will say this is something that you may not like, especially for probably what people invested. But this has been really good. Running backs have had to wait their time, and it doesn't mean that they're not going to have their day. But Sean Payton is giving a lot of work to JK right now.
But not that I want to see a JK injury, because we both love JK Dobbins. That is my dog.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that.
He's one of the few NFL players I follow on Instagram. Like, I rock with him in real life, right? But I believe if we so happen to have that happen, I think Harvey would be just fine. I think the panic would go away.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So I think just people panicking now because we thought, oh, yeah, it's the draft capital, is this, is that. Let JK do what he do, man. It's okay. Like, let Harvey get his steps in, and, he got his Fitbit on. Once he get his steps the way he needed to be, he going to be where he need to be. But JK is the dog. And, shout out my boy Nate. I'm going to hold you to it, Playboy. I'm going to send you the handshake emoji, and we can lock hands, man.
It also reminds me, with Nate in here and Mike and D-Bro going back and forth. Now, granted, it's mid-season. D-Bro gets busy like we all do, but I ain't seen him in here in a minute. Last time it was before week 1. They were really chirping back and forth about RJ Harvey. and he ain't going to be ceding
that.
snaps to him. Now, granted, it's early. I wasn't even on the Dobbins side. I was on the Harvey side for the record, so I'm not out here victory lapping. I will say this: the opportunity when it comes, whether it is going into next year, or it's later on in the year. JK's taken a lot of the early grind work, and he has gotten a lot of touches lately, and he has been someone that's been hurt. I'm not taking anything away from him, but RJ Harvey's day, I think, still will come. It's just going to be, does he actually seize and take the opportunity away from JK, or does he have to wait until JK gives it to him? I think for me, watching RJ Harvey kind of evolve is what I'm looking to see if I believe that he's kind of going to be a guy that really dominates in fantasy. Because just because he gets the opportunity doesn't mean he's going to be great. I think he'll be fine, but
look at the
you didn't pay for fine.
Whole,
you didn't pay for fine in this offseason, frankly.
But look at the offense. Bo is taking a step back. He ain't going out there balling. You know what I'm saying? So I think JK is needed right now because they need a proven guy.
Stability, yeah, 100%.
If Harvey was playing right now, they might not have a win on their record right now. So
that's true.
Yeah, I think JK is doing what he's supposed to do. He's there for a reason. Hold still on Harvey, man. I wouldn't be tripping on it.
Yeah, I think maybe got to work on a pass block. But I will say for the first 3 weeks, 30% snaps. When he gets the snap share up, it'll be better. But man, that's scary hours. I wouldn't be panicked, but I will say this: as a contender, you're probably thinking about already, like, what do I need to do to help get someone in my lineup that people I think were penciling RJ Harvey in as a set it and forget it running back, and he's just simply not that right now.
Yeah. Well, if I got JK, if somebody's selling Harvey, I would definitely be checking in. I would definitely I would like to have both if I could. That's for sure.
So Trip, let me ask you then. I get it. I don't necessarily agree with bad prospect, but I'm with you. He was not he was not as talented as a prospect as his draft capital reflected, right? I get what you're saying. My question is, do you think he's like toast, or do you think that there's a chance where JK is just the veteran and taking the work early and he'll be fine? Are you saying you're out at cost, or what is I'm curious. Trip Crown a lot of times brings the heat. I want to hear it, man. I want to hear where you're at. If this Denver offense was awesome, I'd be less worried, but Bo Nix might be pumpkin. I will say this is one thing that people never want to talk about, and it's not fun to. I don't want to rain on people's parades or talk bad about players. I'm not wanting any of them to not do well. But when people are killing it, nobody wants to talk about, well, what happens if this doesn't sophomore slump? And people haven't panicked yet, and I don't think that's going to come for a little bit. But I don't think I'm quite to the pumpkining, but it does feel like he's not playing anywhere near he did last year. And there's reason to be concerned. I mean, speaking of a bad prospect or people didn't believe in Bo Nix, let me ask you this. Who had this question up here, actually? Let me go back and find it. There was a good question about...
I mean, textbook sports just put up the schedule. He played Tennessee, Indianapolis, and the Chargers. Those are tough defenses, man. Those ain't like they just cakewalked and went up against the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen, the Chargers defense, if you've watched it, is freaking athletic everywhere. It's crazy. But Jake says, give me Ollie Gordon already. Damn. Caleb to the Wolves. I mean, he's a third round running back. It's not a guarantee he's ever going to get much work, especially with Arthur running the show. Jones' numbers are down every week. Jones's numbers are down every week. Let's talk about Daniel Jones. I knew it. It was Veagles. That was in his. He had a chance to sell J-Day for T-Law and 2 firsts. Thought about it, countered. Next thing you know, he bought Daniel Jones for a first.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
What was the one question here? So, Darth Vader will move the ball and get points. The coaching staff, Dayball especially, has no excuses. He has his guy, so hopefully the sabotage playbook is over and he brings the winning playbook. So, this is actually an interesting topic. Speaking of, you're talking about Bo Nix, so I'll go ahead and just be the guy that does this. I'm not rooting against Jaxson Dart. Okay, I want to make sure that's abundantly clear. That being said, Josh Rosen 2.0 is a potential thing here. Just want to give people that idea because we haven't.
Bro, that's tough. That's a tough call.
No, I mean, why though?
Well, I'm gonna ask you this, and not to skip past your subject, but after you finish what you about to say,
Mhm.
I want you to talk about Malik Neighbors because you did say Malik could be receiver one, and if you banking on Josh Rosen, give me that what Neighbors' future looks like if Dart isn't throwing darts in a sense.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, listen, Dart, I think you look at Russell Wilson, how he struggled. I mean, it's not like super surprising. He's looked worse and worse every year. He's not been anywhere near the old days for a while. Honestly, when he went to Denver and got that ever since then, it's just not been anything close to the old days of Russ. That said, I think there's a lot of reasons to not be optimistic about the Giants offense, about the Giants team, period, at the moment to win. And they have the toughest schedule in the NFL. His first start's going to be versus the Chargers. And if they are in a position, right, say whatever you want about this 2026 quarterback class, whether you think it's great or not. If they're in a position where they're a top 3 or 5 pick with a new that means they're going to have a new regime and a new head coach. Daboll's putting Jaxson Dart in at this time because he knows his job's on the line. He knows this is his chance. They also, if you remember when they moved up to Jaxson Dart, it was kind of crazy the way they did it. It was they got into the first round to get his guy, but it wasn't like he was able to leverage a whole bunch of draft capital to keep, like basically invest all of the future years because they're not sitting real pretty. And if they have a top 3 pick and a new regime comes in, they have no attachment to Jaxson Dart. So it's going to be what he's put on paper this year. And frankly, that's kind of unfair for the kid because it's going to be a shitty situation, right? Even if he shows moments, does the regime decide, you know what? Yeah, that guy Jaxson Dart that, Coach Gruden doesn't like because all he's ever did for a cadence was clap. Yeah, we want to invest in that guy, right? Like, there, you could see the scenario. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed to happen, but Mike and I have talked about how it's very unlikely for that to happen. But what did happen? They had the number 1 overall pick, even though they just drafted Rosen at 10. New system. They're like, you know what? Now, we knew it was Kingsbury, and they wanted to go get his guy, but that's the reason, right? You have a new regime. They want to have the quarterback that is their guy. And you saw what happened when Callahan decided, hey, let's roll with Levis instead of taking a quarterback at 7, right? So there's a scenario, I think, that if he doesn't get them outside of like the top 5 picks, play that well, that it might not be anything he has any control over.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, bro. And this is why I'm not saying everybody thinks the same especially when you're a GM and a coach. But I just think Jaxson Dart he got a swagger about him that, especially being in New York, I believe those fans are going to ride with him even in the tough times. I think a guy like Josh Rosen, bro, he brought nothing to the table.
What about Danny Dimes? They didn't ride with him in the tough times. Look at him now. Boy's out here shining.
Man, but he ain't got no juice, man. I'm saying when you in New York, think about this. We had what's
a punter's collecting
name?
Checks. He's got 3 checks for 1 punt.
I'm with you, but what's my boy name that was just a quarterback a couple years ago, or last year? DeVito.
Colcuts? Tommy Colcuts?
Tommy
DeVito.
DeVito.
Yeah.
The fans went crazy for this guy. He wasn't even that good, but I'm just saying in New York, he had the swagger that the fans said, listen, we love him, and they didn't think he was an answer, but I just think Jaxson Dart, he has something about him in the city of New York. I think he will bring to that locker room and to that town and to the city that even in the tough times, a guy like a Josh Rosen couldn't do it. I'm only saying that to say, I'm not saying he can't be replaced, but I would give him at least one more try and one more year. I think the team would come in next year with a new regime and say, you know what, we're going to see what we can do. But I don't think they're going to just replace him in 1 year.
Well, hold on. So you're telling me you think if they have the number 1, number 2, number 3 overall pick, you think they're going to say, you know what, let's give the kid the keys, and we may not ever be in a position to take, a number 1 or 2 or number 3 overall quarterback that we believe in as our guy. You don't think that's
well, I just say this. When you look at the team overall, what does bringing another number 1 quarterback do for you? The team already bad. You got to put things around them to make them look better. So you get rid of one just to put him in another shitty situation. That don't really make sense to me. Now, I'm not saying GMs don't do it, but I'm just saying it don't make sense to not say, you know what, we got a guy, even if it's not our guy, let's take 1 year of building around, and then we go get our guy if it don't work out. But getting another top prospect or getting a top prospect to come in and look at this putrid team don't make it no better.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that do you think another team was going to take Jaxson Dart in the first round? He went, I think it was 20, 5th overall.
I think once he got past a team like the Saints, so no, I don't think nobody would have taken him in the first round now.
So that's what I mean. Like we're talking about a 2nd-round pick realistically, right?
But I say this, they didn't have to get shout out to the Houston Texans. I don't know why they sell low because remember they gave the Minnesota Vikings a first rounder for 2 seconds or something the year before.
Yeah,
they let the Giants move back in the first round. If I'm the Atlanta Falcons, bro, I don't know if we even talked about this on draft night. The Atlanta Falcons had to give up a first rounder to get back in the first round. The Giants didn't give up jack. They gave up like a 2nd round and some little stuff. They still have
to go up to get Dart. That's exactly. Yeah. That's even more to the point.
I'm with you.
They're basically like, listen, please come take this pick from us.
I'm with you.
You could have it even. We could almost give it to you. Here's my thing to this question, right? I think when I think about it, I'm not saying it's guaranteed to happen. Basically, what I am saying is Jaxson Dart's going to have to show enough promise and probably to the point of winning enough games. It could come down to variance and luck, but keeping them out of the mix of that real temptation of like, damn, do we want to take whoever that prospect is, right? If he does that, he's going to probably get another year. I'm not saying that he's destined to have this happen, but it's very realistic given how hard their schedule is and given, I think, how much of a, week in and week out tall order he's going to have. Now, all that to say for here, if I have Jaxson Dart for the most part, I'm probably in a rebuilding team, right? I think right now where he's at and where his market's going, I'm not saying it can't go higher. It definitely could. If the kid starts playing well and they actually win a couple games here, and especially when they're underdogs, I mean, you could see 100% to everything you were saying, Fizz. Like he could go from 16 to shit. He'll be in the mix of Bo Nix, right? Like there's no question that he could get there.
Yeah.
I guess my thing is, given all the situation, if I'm rebuilding, I probably would like to defer. Almost like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and fold here, man. I'm gonna let y'all figure this out. I'm gonna just go ahead and re-roll, especially while his prices are at the moment like a first plus. Basically, I drafted Jaxson Dart at the late first or early second a lot of times. Mm-hmm. If I can get myself into a first and a second, kind of whether it's a win or a wash here, to just give myself the value insulation later. By and large, that's what I'm doing. Also because I have a bunch of Jaxson Dart, so I'm okay cashing out on some. It's not like I have none of him. So I think that's the scenario for me. I don't want to act like I can see the future. I can't. But I can tell you, to me, it's very real, and I don't think I want to like over-invest on Jaxson Dart for sure being, the quarterback of the future, when it definitely could be the case. But we're paying now. That's the thing. We're paying now top 15 prices. That's where it's like, I don't know anymore. I don't know if I want to keep investing.
Well, what I was saying was NFL-wise. Now, Dynasty-wise, even if he is a starter next year, I'm still like not saying, I need him because he's locked into the future of the Giants. You know what I'm saying? So
sure, yeah.
I'm just saying I think he has another year to secure his job. I'm not saying that his value in Dynasty should raise up because he has that job security, though. I ain't saying that at all.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I'm saying, so do you think that if push came to shove, they get a new regime in
mm-hmm.
and they have a top 3 pick, that regardless of what they think of the quarterbacks, that they'll rock with Jaxson Dart?
I'd say this. There's a lot of different variants in this question.
Let's make it not variance. There's a new regime that comes in.
I'm with you.
A new regime and a new head coach. The Giants have earned a top 3 pick.
It depends on the head coach. Because if it's a defensive guy, he's going to stick with the quarterback. He's going to go other places. He's not going to worry about that. If it's I got a scheme that's going to work and I need my guy, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's a different variance because let's just say John Gruden gets the job, right? Let's just say he gets his job back. They hype him up.
Cooked. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? He could roll with Dart or he could take a quarterback because he is a QB whisperer in a sense. But if you get a guy that's a defensive guru right now on a team that's ready to break out, like let's just say Aaron Glenn went to the Giants, he could roll with Jaxson Dart and say, listen, man, my job is to figure out what we need on this other side. Because it ain't like the defense that good either. So they still got to fix the other side. I mean, the defense has stepped up. It's better, but it's not, the best in the league. So I think it depends on the coach, to be honest.
Gotcha. I think the thing for me is it works itself out. I think that's the reason why I'm okay with it. Like knowing if he hasn't done enough to get them outside of the top 3, he's probably shown some signs, but he's also shown a lot of negative signs. I'm not saying the team isn't still bad, but he hasn't done something as a quarterback with a lot of opportunity to get them into, a pick 4, pick 5, pick 6, right? So that's where, to me, it ends up working itself out where if he doesn't have a whole lot on his resume and they have that type of a record, I don't care if you're a defensive or offensive coach, offensive coordinator is going to be involved here. You're like, hey, who knows who it's going to be? If it's Lenora Sellers, if it's Garrett Nussman, it doesn't matter. They're like, no, we believe in this quarterback, and we want to fix that because we have the opportunity to right now. The Giants have a lot of work to do to clean up the team. I'm not telling you that Jaxson Dart is, solely responsible for this, but I just think that if he ends up playing well enough to where they're, pick 7 or 10, it's a completely non-story. But if he doesn't win enough games or do enough on the field, it's going to be hard for a new regime not to come in and pick their guy. That's what they typically try to do. Now, what I will say is, at the same time, for Malik Neighbors, right? You asked about Malik and talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
What specifically I remember you were saying, I couldn't remember exactly what you asked me. I think you did ask me specifically a question. I can't remember though.
Well, I did want to say something about Dart before we went to Neighbors. I would say this, right? Let's just say it's 3 quarterbacks that go in the first round next year, right?
What's up? Tripp's used to yelling at Mike. It's okay. You can yell at me for this week.
Let's just say it's 3 quarterbacks going in the first round. It's 32 teams, 32 starting quarterbacks.
Okay.
We know New Orleans is one team. Give me the other 2 teams that would take those 2 quarterbacks.
For in the NFL right now?
Yeah, I'm saying first round, we got 3 quarterbacks that go in the first. New Orleans is one. Give me the other 2. Pittsburgh, maybe one.
Maybe. I mean, right now, I don't think they're going to be in a position. It's going to be like the same thing every year where Tomlin's not in a position to go get a guy that doesn't want to pick it again.
It ain't got to be top 10. Maybe it's, they get 21 or 18. And I'm just saying 3 quarterbacks in the first round.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm just saying I think the Pittsburgh, when they're in this middle of the mix, they don't – I think they don't want to draft the Pickett in the first round again like they did in the past. I think what I would say is, okay, if there's 3 teams that are going to take a quarterback,
New Orleans is one. We can
New Orleans certainly should be one. But I mean, here's the crazy part about New Orleans, right? To me, it's the same conversation realistically.
It is
because Shuck is an early second, and Jaxson Dart realistically is close to that, and Dayball wanted to get his guy. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't think Dart is going to be replaced. I'm just trying to see where would he be replaced if it was 3 quarterbacks and win the first round. Who would take him? I'm just trying to see where you at with the quarterbacks that, like I said, if Dart is that bad this year, do we have to replace him, or can we just, where we at with it with 3 quarterbacks going? Where they going?
It's only going to come down to do they believe in one of the guys that is sitting there in the top 3? If they believe in that player, they're going to probably take that player. Now, as far as teams that need a quarterback and could be in the mix, there's definitely several. But I mean, when I think about overall glaring quarterback holes, like you gotta fix it. The Saints obviously are going to be one, and I'm not saying that the Giants will be one, but they could be one, right? I mean, outside of that, there's not a lot of teams that I'm like, damn, this could be really, really fucking ugly, and they're going to need a quarterback. Now, say what you want, but the Jets are definitely going to be in the mix here if Fields doesn't get these guys winning ball games, right?
For sure.
So that would be my third probably if you made me pick one right now. But I think it'll be interesting to see what happens if Miami doesn't turn their season around. It'll be interesting to see what happens with to be completely honest, I'm not ready to give up on Bryce just yet.
The Browns might have 2 top 10 picks.
The Browns are 100%. I was going to get to them. As they're probably the Saints, the Browns, and the Giants are probably, to me, the strongest bets that I would make. But the Jets certainly have to be right in the mix. The thing about the Browns is they kind of cheaply invested in these quarterbacks this year to see if they have anything in Dylan Gabriel or Shadur. So. But I think outside of those guys, it's not like a glaring need, or something would have to go kind of really drastically wrong for them to be like, yeah, we need to get a quarterback this year, right?
Yeah. I'm with you. I just want to see, because like I said, if Dart had to be replaced and 3 go, who are they competing with at court to try to get a quarterback with the other teams? And I think the Saints could the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick with them if you think they will be top 3.
Listen, the Saints game week 5 is going to be huge, and Jaxson Dart's playing in it. I don't know if Chuck will be, but it's in New Orleans, so that's tough. But also the Saints, the Browns, and it's actually weird. The Saints, the Browns, and the Giants are 3 of the teams that were projected to be worse, but they also got the raw end of the deal. They have 3 of the hardest schedules in the NFL. So
they do.
It'll be interesting to see. I think those teams are very likely to be in the mix. Geno is fine. I mean, he might be. I think Pete Carroll believes in him. So
I don't think Pete Carroll gonna switch on the old guy. I think he gonna roll with who he got. But they could draft one, but I don't think he's gonna start right away.
Do you think? I'm trying to think of like teams that are a little more spicy. Like it's not a lock at all. Like, but
I see that JC Benat just said Stafford with the Rams if Stafford retires or get a little.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one potentially.
That's the one team I could see like late first round, early mid second. They trade up to get their guy that's still lingering.
Yeah,
something like that.
This is definitely a call that could happen. I think it's kind of interesting, man. For all the back prop, Stafford looks really good this year, dude. Honestly, he's moving well. They're actually moving him a lot in the pocket, and they're doing a lot of play action. What's that?
You got Adams and Puka, man. You should. I ain't saying that he's not good, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think this offseason, I'm not saying he doesn't have a back issue, but I've been saying it all season, bro. He was saying, listen, man, I'm a vet. I'm a vet, man. I don't need to be out there right now, bro. I got Adams and Puka. I show up when the season starts. My back hurt. I ain't worried about it. Y'all let y'all worry about it. You talk about Garoppolo. I show up when it counts. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't worry about that back injury whatsoever for Stafford this offseason, man.
Yeah, I think the thing about it is Stafford's been dealing with this back injury for a long time, and I think it's kind of one of those where he's just it's something he has to maintain. He's something he has to deal with. I don't think he's guaranteed to move off of this season and retire, but there's definitely a world in which definitely is a team that could. I think the Dolphins, if it goes really bad, Tua here, Textbook Sports says.
I think it's went bad.
Like I said, Nyman. What's that?
I think it went bad already, but
I mean, this is I
don't know if they're gonna move off of Tua right away. I'm just saying the situation is just like
I will say they showed a lot of I don't want to give participation trophies, but they did show a lot of fight, I think, in that game versus the Bills. The Bills are really good this year, but man, they got to start winning some fucking games. Just period. They got the Jets this week. Then they got the Jets and the Panthers. I think these are two games where, like, to me, if Miami's going to not go off the rails, they got to show up these 2 weeks and take care of business. Period. Like, for sure. You lose to the Jets this week, oh, bro, all hell's about to break loose. It could get ugly over there for sure.
But see, they could have lost to the Bills. It's just the Tua throwing the interception is how they lost. If they would have lost because of Josh Allen had 58 seconds left and he ran down and scored on the drive, I could have accepted that. But just losing how they lost is what made it like a total collapse of, oh, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's how they lose more. So we expect them to lose. It's just how you lose at this point in Miami.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Tua's contract. So I think the interesting part about Tua is I don't think he's guaranteed to have a very hot market. A lot of quarterbacks that have a contract, right? I think if you decide you want to move on from him, teams will basically come pay for a quarterback because everybody in the NFL knows you need a quarterback. But the thing is, I don't think people believe in Tua wide spread across the league, and they don't really have a true out until after the 2026 season. Even then, they would take on $40 million in dead cap. But basically, it would be $100 million to get rid of him this year without moving on from him in a trade. So
he's going to be the new Russell Wilson, bro. I believe. I think he's he might be a journeyman, man, soon.
Let's talk about Trevor Lawrence.
Well, I'll say this before you get to Trevor, though. I did want to ask about Neighbors.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead. Yeah.
The reason why I brought that up, and I'm glad we talked about the Rams, because I remember you had that thing about Neighbors maybe being a receiver one this year and how he could take off, right?
Not maybe.
And I remember going back and forth with Mike recently in the Discord. He took away all my XP because he said, man, Fizz over there drinking again.
He loves doing that shit.
And it was cool. It wasn't true, but he said Fizz drinking again because I said, I believe today I'm drafting Puka over Neighbors, and I think here's why. And I kind of say, listen, better opportunity. He got this. Neighbors, to me, he has the worst schedule in the league. His quarterback situation is horrible. The offense is horrible. It's no knock on Neighbors, the player. It's just Puka and the opportunity. And I just think I'm taking Puka right now because I think, man, as much as he gets hurt and is not, you got to pray to goodness that he gets up after this hit and this hit. I just think his offensive scheme, even with Adams on the other side, man, McVay is going to make sure his guy gets those targets. He's going to get the ball in different ways, running the ball, 45-yard rushing touchdown. Like, I'm not saying Neighbors can't do that, but Sean McVay is getting Puka those type of plays called. So I'm trusting Puka right now over Neighbors because of the situation, if not anything else. So I brought that up because we talked about Matt Stafford, but with you not believing in Dart, where you at with Neighbors, for the rest of the year? I know you had him as a still a receiver one, but
he's the receiver one in Dynasty.
One.
He is the statement blank period. He is. Now the reason is everything you say is definitely correct. I mean, but to me, all those narratives, and not even that they're narratives, those are true things, right? McVay's a great play caller. The offensive situation significantly better for the Rams. You trust Matt Stafford, right? But all those things I think are a given. And to me, though, they're actually more of the reason to argue for Malik Neighbors, because see, typically when a receiver has bad quarterback play, what do? Drake London, we got to wait until he gets a quarterback. And even now he's started to develop, but we're needing a quarterback for him, which is hurting his play. Not saying that Neighbors obviously had a really bad game in week 3, right? But when you look at all these players, Garrett Wilson, I mean, there was 2 years of him not being a wide receiver 2 even. Malik Neighbors is target volume, and he's eating with been really, really horrible quarterback play. And it didn't matter who the quarterback is. His target volume is insane, and he's doing this while teams are knowing a rookie and young sophomore is the only person on the field that can beat him, until now Scatabo is starting to emerge. And he still does it, right? So to me, he's still in the mix of when it looks bad, it's going to look bad. But he's going to have so much target volume across the broad view of it that even in a bad week, he's probably got a pretty decently safe floor. Last week would be a pretty big outlier, I think, overall, when you look at his performances. But because he has so much volume and because he is so talented, despite the bad quarterback play, he still can go for 30, 40, 50. And the reason that's important is because when we think about a lot of players at wide receiver that we really want to have in our teams, we kind of do this where we're like, all right, well, he's got Burrow, right? Burrow and Chase. Well, Burrow can get hurt. We got Jefferson's been really good no matter who he's with. Well, he still is good, but like right now he's not been the elite player that he has been in the past. CD, while hurt, is going to mess with Dak and vice versa. We've never seen anybody that I can think of early on that we can say is like quarterback proof, right? And to me, that also says, well, what happens what if I'm completely wrong? What if I'm not even saying that's going to happen, but what if that assessment is not relevant because Jaxson Dart's actually really good? See, a good quarterback here is going to just drive that person to a different level. We've seen, how many receivers have we seen Matthew Stafford support? This is something we've seen before, right? It's not new to us. We've never seen a player this talented come in and just dominate from a fantasy perspective in a bad offense that doesn't score points, as well as having basically, child's play at quarterback. So to me, he's good and he's great right now, and there's only upside to be had because at some point you should have better quarterback play than shit.
No, I think some of it, though, to be honest, I think it's the draft capital as well. Puka isn't supposed to be what he is right now. Malik kind of sort of is because he was drafted that way. You know what I'm saying? So I think
I don't think I really give much to that anymore. I do think that might play in for some people. I think because I was as quick as I could. And Mike was, he took Quentin Johnson, which actually is having some resurface. But when Puka came out and had record number of targets, I kind of was like, all right, this guy is an outlier already. I'm willing to kind of bet on this because nobody comes out and gets 17 fucking targets in their first game and then does it again, double digits. So I hear you, though. I'm not saying we like to nitpick at the top. So I get your point for sure.
Yeah. And again, I still trust Neighbors. I'm just saying with everything you said about what Neighbors is, even getting through it with terrible coaching, terrible QB play, I know regardless if Stafford's there or not, if you put Jaxson Dart on the Rams, Sean McVay gonna figure out a way. That's all I'm saying. So I'm trusting the quarterback situation. I mean, the head coach and the scheme situation over just whatever. Because next year, if they got a different coach, different system, what are we gonna see next with Neighbors? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of what ifs with me in New York. And I think in LA, I know what's going on. I believe I know what's going on. So
for sure. But I mean, that to me, that's like with the Rams. If we're gonna talk about, at the top here. We have seen and believe that McVay's a great coach and that it's going to have this type of, lifeblood, right? It's basically this is type of offensive juggernaut we're going to have even when things are not that great.
Yeah.
Malik showed us wide receiver 1, top 5, top 6 with blow-up weeks. One of the most dominant players in the fantasy football playoffs with can't even think of the guy's name now. Drew Lock. In the championship week, right? Like, to me, all the what-ifs that's what's so great about Neighbors is he says all of those what ifs don't matter. He's still going to eat regardless. We basically can't ever think of a player that, at least I can't. Maybe someone can. We go back.
Well, I think we knocking Neighbors. I think we knocking Puka because he ain't had to play without stat. I mean,
But that's the point. We haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But
I feel you.
We're kind of at the point where with Neighbors, 1, he's younger. 2, he's more highly valued, and 3, to your point, he does have the draft capital. He's doing things that are
sure.
uncommon. So to me, also just think about this: what does Puka not do of the guys in the top 4? Let's call it. Let's say he jumps CeeDee Lamb for the moment because of the ankle injury. What does he not have with the other? What does he not have in common with the top 4? Let's say he's at 4.
I mean, he has a 2. Well, right now he got Davante Adams on his team, so that's already a negative because Neighbors doesn't have that. Chase, I mean, T. Higgins is T. Higgins, respectfully, but CD doesn't have nobody beside him. Addison isn't Davante Adams, so Puka is already
Chase, Neighbors, Jefferson.
Okay.
Bengals, the Tigers, the LSU, they're the LSU thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know we helmet shopping. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I talked about that last week with the LSU name being on, a value. But
people like to kind of have that that feeling of something they can kind of have as a backfall, right? So to speak, they can lay back on that like, oh, he's basically the next version of that, even though that may not actually be true. People like that. And the one thing that Neighbors has that Puka doesn't, if I'm just talking from a market standpoint here now, Puka, I think at this point is there's no reason to not argue that he's a elite player, right? He's someone that has proven to like Amon-Ra's point, right? All that narrative stuff in the draft capital, he's really put to bed. He's fucking dominated. He's continued to do it and produce. At this point, not putting him in elite territory, I think you're just kind of being stuck on priors or you're just hating on the dude. The one thing I don't think he has, especially with Adams on the team this year, is that like where the entire world and market is like, damn, that's the guy I want, right? Neighbors has that in his range of outcomes and is honestly kind of tracking that way. So from a market standpoint, I like to have the wide receiver 1 in Dynasty because typically what you'll see is I'll actually trade him away at a crazy peak. I think Puka is a great player and is going to be a warp difference maker. He's awesome, but I don't think there's I think there has to be a lot of scenarios and things take place to where we're like collectively everyone's like Puka's the wide receiver 1 in Dynasty. That's kind of the other reason why I lean to a player like Neighbors because of the upside in the market.
I got you, brother. Look, that's why I don't play the market, man. You know, I gotta play the streets, playboy. I gotta play the streets, baby.
That's why somebody has to put your hip to money moves, man. Get your pockets up, get you moving. I got a curious. What was it? Someone put Puka is wide receiver 1 without a single TD. That's insane. That is insane. He also, what was it? Let's see. Actually, who is, you know what? Let's do a little warp. Shout out Koopa. Shout out the warp tool. Single PPR. Let's see what it looks like in just PPR scoring at the moment. Who's the warp gods at the moment? Who would you think right now, Fizz, is the warp dominance? It typically aligns with scoring, but sometimes it's different. Yeah, let's talk receivers for now. Yeah.
Well, before the injury, CD was definitely up there. He had consistently,
the first 2 weeks he was.
Games.
Speaking of that, he was a guy that was also, just on pure volume, not scoring, just getting the
facts and drops, right? And drops and everything. Still was
that first game was kind of crazy. I mean, like, listen, some of those were tough catches. I'm not trying to like knock him. Obviously, he's super elite, but you don't normally see a guy that is that level of talent have that many plays where you feel like he normally would make that type of play. So again, not to knock him or anything, but that's crazy thinking about all those opportunities he still had on his resume. But yeah, I mean, obviously with him basically being a zero burger last week, it probably isn't there. So I'm curious though.
I think it's one guy, man, that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody's even wondering. People wonder how the hell this is happening.
Go ahead.
Trey Tucker, man, has been going crazy the last.
Shout out CBCA. Shout out CBCA High School, Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. Get your game right, Cincinnati. No, that's actually kind of crazy. What's wild is to see like in redraft people going at balls deep on the waiver wire, like bidding everything for him. I love the kid, but it's just
I don't trust him and playing him in my lineup. He's gonna be scoring that on my bench all year. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's probably like a solid little PPR option, but it's not like someone you want to start every week, set it and forget it. So I'm thinking before I pull it up, right? I'm just thinking let's talk top 5. Who do we think's in the top 5? Let's workshop this. Everybody out here that's in the chat, if you want to collectively play this game, if you've already been heavy in the warp sheets, don't fucking cheat. Don't give us the answers. All right, we want to talk about this. Top 5.
Well,
who do you think you got?
I'm gonna say Puka for sure.
Okay.
I'm
gonna
gonna say
a little notes thing just to kind of. I like to visualize this sometimes.
I want to say JSN. I want to say JSN is up there.
Okay.
That boy in Puka been going off too, man.
I think he probably is outside the top 5, but he probably is doing really well. I know who's for sure in the top 5.
I'm trying to think, bro.
That boy Rome gotta be in the top 5. 4 touchdowns.
He got 4. Yeah, 4. He scored two weeks ago. One. He scored every week.
I got Rome top 5 for sure. I think Puka's going to be in the top 5. I would be shocked if he's not top 5. JSN I think's close. I'm not guaranteeing it. Let's think it out though. Let's think who else. CD probably misses now. I think after week 3.
Yeah. I think so.
Jefferson Chase now. Nah, Amon-Ra's got to be top 5. Amon-Ra.
Yeah. He's there for sure.
I got 3 penciled in for sure. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm not looking at nothing, so I'm trying to think.
I'm thinking. Neighbors was so bad this last week. He's still so good. He might be close, but I don't know. I don't want to guarantee it though.
Yeah, you got me over here. Damn. I want to say, you sure JSN not in there, bro?
I'm not saying he isn't. I'm saying I'm not confident, like 100% he's a top 5. I want to kind of go through it, and then I might be able to put him in there. I'm just want to think about some other players.
I want to put him and Keenan Allen.
Lock him?
I think Keenan Allen might be 6. If he ain't 5, he's 6 or 7.
Wow. I mean, he might be. I know he's been playing well. I just wasn't really willing to or ready to put him as a lock top 5. But you could be right. All right, let's just put some other guys in here and just Keenan Allen.
For me, it's definitely.
So you got JSN as a lock, okay?
I got JSN. I got to put JSN in there.
I mean, a lot of the guys at the top, up top, they haven't been killing it. Like Drake London is not definitely in that mix.
Nah. BTJ is nowhere to be found.
Hell no.
I wasn't drafting him at all.
I was trying to tell you about Rome passing BTJ, but that's that's a different conversation.
Yeah, bro, it's tough.
Jason might actually be in there.
I want to say he is, bro. He has 3 consistent weeks, man, back to back to back. Like. He might have had more last week if they ain't bench him in the 4th quarter.
I want to say JSN and Neighbors. That's where I would
think that one big game? Because that last week he ain't had nothing.
The one thing about Warp, that's the reason I say that though. Wins over the replacement player does lean towards, blowing up against.
Yeah.
Damn, I swallowed something wrong. My fucking voice is killing. If you have that crazy blow up game, they reward that a lot more.
Yeah.
Because you basically dominated versus the replacement level players. I'm not 100% sure he's in there, but I would bet he's like 5 or 6.
Let's just get him because we have 4 right now. Get Neighbors in there. Let's slide Neighbors.
You want to bet that? All right. Is that what we want to go final? Anybody else in the chat? What are we missing? By the way, real quick.
Somebody got
Flowers before last week, but last week happened. I'm with you.
Yeah, last week happened.
Wilson's probably like I would say 6, 7, 8-ish range. He's been a lot better than advertised, but I don't want to put him in top 5. I don't think. I think we roll with this, and let's go see this out. Let's see what we got. Come on. All right, so this is in the standard PPR league, just vanilla as vanilla gets. All right. So 1 is Puka, 2 is JSN, 3 is Rome, 4 is Amon-Ra. The telltale number 5 is Keenan fucking Allen. Fizz called it.
There we go, baby. I said JSN and Keenan Allen, bro.
Bro, Keenan and Neighbors are literally 0.001 away from each other. So they're basically the same. But
Keenan Allen got that job back, man. He said, watch out, lad. It's my spot. It's my spot.
Listen, Herbert has the rapport with him, and if he's getting slept on by the defenses, and it's not the old days, he's going to get a ton of targets. He's somebody that just gets open for a quarterback. You love that. By the way, Igbuka and Garrett Wilson, oh my gosh, and Pittman, there's some eating ass fucking players.
First of all, you just said Michael Pittman. Nobody would have guessed that.
Mike would have.
I couldn't.
Shout out Mike.
Mike don't count because he definitely.
Bro, you know what's
great?
great? But I'll say this: Mike. What was it? Maybe week 1, right before week 1. He was saying how he has Pittman ahead of Igbuka in his rankings, and at the time that was hot takey already before Igbuka's blow up.
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is Igbuka's 1 spot ahead of him, but Pittman has showed the fuck out. It don't sound nearly as crazy as it once did. Pittman has been the alpha in that offense.
Respect on him, for sure.
Okay, so let's go a couple questions. QJ probably is, I'd guess, like top 15. Let's see, but he might not be as high as we think. Yeah, dude, Ricky Pearsall's 13.
Yeah, solid week last week too.
Hold on, I got to go to the table now. I'm out here. There's no way he's this far down.
Who are you looking for?
Quentin Johnston. He is wide receiver 28. I was guessing he would be in the top 24, but pretty close. Zay Flowers is pretty high, but he's not top 5. He is at, this is again standard PPR, so he's at 0.786, which is wide receiver 9. But I mean, listen, Zay Flowers didn't have a great game last week. The first 2 games he was absolutely electric. Fizz, listen, man. We got some gear to give away, or we got a draw.
Hey, don't forget to hit that volume when you hit that button too, brother.
Great call, great catch.
I ain't forget.
I know you wouldn't forget, and I knew I could give you that. I couldn't trust you with Neighbors, but I can trust you with the volume. I knew that for sure. All right,
you could trust me with the top 5 list. I got about 4 of them names.
Listen, no, you called all 5. Don't sell yourself short. I basically wouldn't let you bully me into Keenan Allen. That is my fault. I should have trusted you. Speaking of trusting
you should have.
Well, we're gonna find out what your luck is like, because this is a 1 of 1, man. This is really hard to find. This is the smoke print.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the elephant print, but it's a little different and it's rare. They actually don't even sell this in the U.S. It's really like in Europe. But got an XL.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm a part of the staff, and I just put my name on.
I saw there was a smaller group of people.
It was only like 5 names. I was
there
like,
was a smaller group of people that bought in because it was a little higher price point, for the fire stuff, and I can respect that. But Fizz is like, listen, man. There's not enough shame for me to not. I want my hands on this. So we got 4 people that are in the mix for this in the drawing. So we will get to this. Let me go ahead and take the system audio down a little bit because I didn't have a chance to play around with the FX as much as I would want to, and I don't want to break your eardrums because Fizz said it was crazy. So
yeah, it was crazy. Well, I'm turning my computer down right now just in case.
Just real quick to go ahead and give you. Let me pull up the Discord. By the way, shout out to the Patreon. Patreon.com/South Harmon. It's $1 a month. That $1 is listen, the dollar menu's been long gone, right? It has been showing our age just even talking about the dollar menu, frankly, right? Like,
facts.
Nothing goes as far as $1 in the Patreon, but that's where you can get access to the merch tier, all kinds of other stuff. We do have higher tiers that have other things as well, but I wanted to give a shout out to the people that are in it, and you'll see him on the wheel. But real quick, so we got Fizz. We got, we got a Professor, Fizzle, Dollars. We got Peter, we got Vigals, and we got Soggy Danger all up for this. Now, so if you do win the drawing, you pay the $88 for the jacket, but you have the opportunity to spin the wheel, press your luck. Now, with press your luck, basically how it's going to work moving forward, the $35 guarantees that you're going to get that bag, right? Some kind of a tier 1 prize, but there will be a tier 2 and a tier 3 prize. Tier 3 prize this time is the Jordan Retro 4s. And there are some other prizes in here, Fizz, that you'll see because we only have 4. I said, you know what, man? We got a smaller group of guys. Everyone's going to walk away with some kind of a something, all right? So what happens when you rock with South Harmon, all right? The shitheads, the real shit.
There you go.
We play the game. All right, so let's go ahead and get to...
Bro, did you dim the lights for the game? It looked like you turned your lights down.
No, but I will say something's up with I have an F4 camera, so like if I go away and out of focus, it does play too
I was
much.
like, oh, my man getting ready for this game.
That would be wild if I literally dimmed the light. No. Hey, bro, if I ever did that, somebody call me out and be like, this ain't that type of movie, man. All right, so let's get those up. Maybe. Anticlimactic here. It's kind of like when we whooped the Tigers' ass last night. But all right, you ready? So let's go for the first to see who wins the. Here we go, smoke print. All right, Fizz, you ready? You ready for
I'm
this
ready,
thing?
Playboy.
All right, here we go. Dang, Fizz almost won a soggy danger by a hair. By the hair of his chin.
Right there, soggy.
Man, it's close. You almost had it. You got to be quicker than that. Damn, bro. That is
shout out my boy Soggy Danger, man.
Hey, Soggy Danger. Hey, you know what? Shout out to it's my guy Chris Nyman. All right, shout out to Nyman. But this comment with the all caps on Spotlight, I feel like we need a little. Speaking of ambiance, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't planning to do this, but sometimes you just gotta ad lib. You know, gotta go for it. And if I can find it anyway. This is Fizz right here, y'all.
It's a spotlight. It's spotlight on this game, man.
It is a spotlight. So now, Soggy, are you feeling this moment, being on the spotlight? Because this is your chance. You want to press your luck? You want to put 35 in? You'll have a chance to get a South Harmon small duffel bag. You'll have a chance to get a pair of pants that we already pre-shit on. Right? We shit your pants for you. So a pair of Jordan sweatpants. Pretty fire. They're red, actually. Let me show you.
My alarm just went off. Said, hurry up, man.
Hey, man, listen. You can tell that alarm, just like that Puka thing. Shut your ass up, man. You wait. Right. So this is got the South Harmon Jumpman. That's one of those options. And then the other one is the Jordan 4 Retros. So, do you want to press your luck, or are you good? You're out. You got what you wanted. Came what you saw, and you're good. Also, I don't know that Soggy Danger, he's here, right? Yes, sir. You want to
he's here. Yeah, he commented.
All right. Okay. Man, no one's even thought about it. I think this is too good of a deal. I might need to switch it up, but we're gonna go with it, buddy. You know.
Well, all right. Would he say yes, sir, that he won, or yes, sir, he wanted to press his luck?
Well, he answered it just now. Damn it!
My bad,
I love the energy.
My bad, Danger,
Soggy.
Man.
Soggy said, "Listen, I'm soggy for a reason, man. It's flowing over here, you know."
Hey, listen, bro. I would have pressed my luck even if I had no chance, brother.
Yeah, I've pressed my luck. I've pressed my luck for far worse than this, frankly. So we're gonna keep it going.
You miss 100% of every shot you never take, bro. Go ahead, Soggy, man. Let's get it.
All right, so here's the thing. Here's the crazy part, right? So because we have 4 people, how it's gonna work now is everybody's gonna get a chance to press your luck if you want to. You didn't get the win, but you get a chance to press your luck. So because of that, we're gonna see what Soggy does first.
It ain't spinning though. Oh, there you go.
We just went away, but we'll be back. Don't worry. Oh, hell no. And you can't even see me. Damn it. That's rare Air 4s, y'all. So, man, where'd the cameras go?
I'm about to say,
we already saw this one, but I'm trying to get the cameras back on, man. All right. So, Soggy, what size are you? 10.5 or 12? I mean, you won them again 3 times, but you get 1 pair. So 10.5 or 12. I do have another pair of 10.5s or 12s, depending on what he takes. Congrats, Soggy. And then, Fizz, let me ask you, who do you want to go next? You want to go next? You want to press your luck next, or you want to have, as Mike would say, let that bitch go?
I'm a man of the people, man. I want the people to eat, man.
All right, so we'll go Peter. Peter next. All right, Soggy, 10.5s, buddy. Congrats to you. Damn, that's actually a pretty fire.
Shout out you, Soggy.
All right, so let's go. Peter, you ready, buddy? This is your press of luck. Are you in? 35 press your luck, or you want to just watch somebody else eat the whole night? Just want to make sure. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I'd imagine you'd want to. Wait.
So when you press your luck on this round, what you get? I don't even know.
So for the 35, right? You get 35. Basically, it's like you didn't win the
The jacket, yeah.
The jacket. But 35 gets you. That's what the cost of the bag is, right? So you'll get that minimum, and you have a chance to get a share of the shit pants or a pair of the kicks.
Okay.
I will say also, if you hit tier 3, like Soggy just did, there is one extra thing that you could pivot into. Tier 3 item that I haven't unveiled yet. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just see what Peter gets. So basically, this is cheating. You get to see what your you get to see if you win, and then you can tell me. I hope you really pick it up. Shit pants.
Bro, that was like a tie.
It's actually about as close as you get. I wonder if can I zoom this in? That is can you see that it's on the?
It's on
the shit pants, or it's on the
pants,
pants, right? Or is it on the orange?
Very close.
It's the pants. Okay. Dude, I think he might have shit his pants while it was spinning. Actually.
Facts.
All right, so Peter, there you go. If you want shit pants, they're at a bargain for you. Okay. We're gonna see. Beagles has already won. This is insanity at this point, but that's what we do here. Okay. As Fizz would say, we're glad you're here today.
For sure.
And Fizz, we'll have you go last. All right. How's everybody win? Okay. I was about to say, if I'm losing another pair of rare airs, forget that. You get the bag, buddy. The bag is yours. You know I want to press my luck. All right. See, I didn't even have to ask. I knew Eagles would. All right, buddy. You got a bag coming your way. 35. Fizz, do you want to press your luck, or are you good? You want to see everybody else eat?
Press it, my boy. Press it. We always press it.
I love what I'm just hearing. All right, let's go. Fizzle Dallas to the moon. Welcome to the spotlight.
All we do is press it.
Well, there is one person that had to have bad luck, and it was Fizz. I would say I feel bad, but I've already bled enough tonight. All you eat.
There we go. Hey, look,
man, Fizz, what's crazy? Imagine you said, "No, I want to go first." Oh hell no, that would have been crazy looking back now.
Hey, I still would have got that, man. That's how I do, man. You know, I gotta work hard. I gotta work hard, man. I gotta work harder than most. You know.
That is true. I agree with that. For a lot of different reasons, but
it's all good, man.
Hey, shout out! Come claim your prize. Don't make me hunt you down for the partial payment of, man, what the hell is going on here?
I don't know, brother.
We're out here. Listen, I got no funds left. We got no nothing left. So we're down here small. This is how I feel right now. I'm very small, very crushed to the floor. I just don't know. I don't understand why the cameras aren't working. That's the least of our problems at this point. Maybe they really ain't working. No buttons is working. There we go. There's Fizz. All right.
There you go.
So Fizz, we went. Speaking of America's Game, this is America's Game length AMA. Any questions or final takeaways before we get Fizz to bed, man? He's upset about losing the spin. He's upset about losing some of the debates. He wants the debates, but we're tired, man. We're ready to go ahead and
Hey, look, one alarm already went off, and the next one going off.
What time you got to get up?
About 4:45, something like that.
It's not bad.
Nah. We used to it, right? You know how
exactly.
We do it, so.
It's not great, but I will say it's better than no sleep. So there is that. Speaking of sleep, I know some of you guys are going to sleep great. I probably won't sleep at all. Congrats to everybody on theirs. Go check out the Patreon if you do want to be a part of the giveaways. I have coming out on ATM's Money Moves. Next time we do it, a free Money Move shirt. Fizz, appreciate you, man. Fizz is rocking the gear too. Fizz,
yes,
sir. Looking kind of clean in that.
Man, I figured you would wear yours, so I ain't even check it up. We didn't even hook. I said, listen, I know my boy gonna have his on.
I had a hard time not rocking some of my listen, I have a lot of misses. More often I have misses than my hits, so it's hard for me not to rock some of my hits. But I'm like, nah, we're rocking shit today. So speaking of which, we're glad you're here today, and let's ride out on the spotlight, man. welcome to the spotlight. Fizz is the only one that missed. I got to fix this wheel, buddy. How is everybody hitting but one? Forget if it's Fizz or not. We got to fix the odds a little bit different than
Come
this.
on, man. You know I got to work hard. It ain't going to happen no more, man. It won't happen
And
to me.
here's the thing, right? You think about the casino, right? The casino's not built on winners, right? And if we keep having this type of odds, we're going to be SOL. So congrats. We will see you back here same time, same place next week. We'll see if Mike's back and ready to talk about Ibuka and all the other things from the season. We love y'all. We're out of here. Peace.